Okay, beasties. Today is a special episode because today is a interview with Dante. I am not gonna say his last name because I'm probably gonna butcher it, so I'm just gonna let him introduce himself. Hey, Dante. So,
Hey.
telling the beasties that I'm not gonna butcher your last name. I am horrible with names. I know you told it to me at Anime New Jersey, but, like, I will feel so guilty, like, sometimes I be doing lives and I be seeing these names, and I'll be like, "I'm sorry if I mispronounced it, but hi. So how do we say your name?"
Oh man, I kind of want to put you on the spot. How would you pronounce it?
Takamura?
Hey, you're right on the money.
Oh, I
Yeah,
did?
Dante
Alright.
Takamura at your service.
See? Look. I'm proud of myself because I am horrible with names. I'm telling people don't pronounce names. I have to ask if I'm seeing, I have to ask the person a million times, like, how do you pronounce your name? Like, I do not because I know how it feels because I know when people can't say my name and my name is simple. I think my
Oh
name
my
is simple, and they'd be like, "How do you say your name?" I'm like,
god.
Chris Falcon.
Don't worry, my government name is very simple, but the renditions of it that I've heard have been hilarious. So like Dante started sticking because I was just like, actually, the fun story about that is my dealer thought my name was Dante.
Oh boy.
So
He
I
thought
kind of
you
just let it stick.
like, okay, that we're just gonna let it flow. Don't smoke the
Yep.
supply. Don't smoke the supply, people. Don't do it to yourself. So what people don't know is I got to meet Dante at Anime New Jersey, and it was freaking amazing. He was a total sweetheart. And then we were checking out these cars. And then out of all the cars, I fell in love with this one car. And the one car I fell in love with was full of Eevee on it. Because for those that don't know, my favorite Pokemon is Eevee and it's all its evolutions. And this car was an Eevee car. So we were filming content in front of the car, and Dante came in. He was like, "Oh, he's like, you want me to turn the lights on?" And we're like, "Oh, can you do that?" He's like, "You could get the owner to do that." He's like, "Well, you're speaking to him." I was like, "This is why we vibe." So we do have a short interview that is in the pile of interviews that we had from all our cons that we're like editing and making perfect and stuff like that. But we wanted to bring you here to get a more full length interview with you because this is what we do at the Poisonous Ale. And not only do we stir the pot with truth and cause that good chaos that needs to be and make people think, but at the same time, we get people to meet other people's and see different sides of people's that they haven't do. So I know you work with Origins of Play. That's how we meet, one
Yep.
of our sponsors. And if you guys don't know who it is and haven't checked it out, you need to. Awesome. I know Origins of Play, not only do they do cons and those type of events, but they also do birthday parties and all those special events. So check it out. So what got you into this?
So when we say this, are we talking about the cosplay side? Or are we talking about the car
Well, I haven't
side?
gotten into cosplay. Like I kind of felt like a stalker. I was like, I need to do my homework. I've never gone through a person's social media the way I did because I was like, I need to come up with questions. Like I'm good with coming up questions on the spot, but I was like, I need to come up with some better questions. Like I need to see like his view and like how he does this and what he does. And I got some questions about some cosplays too. So let's go into the conversation of how you started with Origins of Play.
That's a real fun story. So I've been doing conventions since 2012. Around the time Anime NYC had actually just started up. I was still living in New York at the time, and I just kind of went out to Anime NYC. I was enjoying myself. I was like a regular attendee. And my good friend Kwame he was like, "Hey, I know this dude that's throwing an after party. Do you want to go and like help out? We can get in free." And I was like, "Bet." So, I shoot over there. It's this real low key after party. I meet the dude named X. I meet this cosplayer named Nikki Loba, and then I meet this dude named Sherman, and the person that was helping him at the time named Luna. And I was like, "Oh, you guys just like bring gaming systems out to like after parties and whatnot? Like that's kind of cool." To cut that really long and funny story short, because I laugh at Luna every time about this. I just kept harassing Luna to be like, "Yo, where's Sherman at?" Because like I want to talk to the boss. Like I really want to get involved in this. And like basically like 5, 6 years later, me and him have been on the road basically every weekend together.
That is awesome. That is cute. It's a cute story. Um, they're freaking awesome. Let me explain something to you. If you are a gamer and you walk into these setups and see half of the games that these people, I can't even say these people, the crew has, it's like, I think I'm dying to like get the video that Don and I did record. I'm dying to edit it already, but like I said, we have a long list of videos to go
Yeah.
through. But one of the videos we did do, we made it seem like we were bored at Anime New Jersey, but we weren't. We had lots of fun. And we actually filmed like our reaction of walking into this game.
Oh, I love that.
So it was like a cute little moment. And then mind you, I'm dressed up as Rumi, so it makes it even cuter. Then on
I
top of
love
that, we're
that.
like, "Oh, we'll film some content gaming." And like the first game we jumped on was Ninja Turtles. And for those who have not
I
played
remember watching that.
original Ninja Turtles, okay, this game came out when I was like 8, 9. Bro, we were like, "Okay, we'll film a quick set." Next thing you know, we're like 30 minutes in on
Hmm.
this game. 30 minutes that we were like, "You know what? We're just gonna go fucking live." And I'm telling you, people, like and then it's just awesome. So thanks to an after party, you met Sherman. You guys are amazing. But on top of, so you guys are just hearing about the gaming side of it. They bring out these amazing cars. His car, his EV car, which is my favorite, is amazing. And it falls into the whole anime category because as soon as we saw it, like it's like a mixture of Tokyo Drift with anime, and then like every car lover's dream. Cause you guys got the lights, you got the systems. Like, how did you get into doing that with cars?
So I've always had a thing for like racing and fast cars. Like that's always been me. I love being behind the wheel. I love pushing my vehicles as far as I can. So kind of like going into conventions, I started seeing like more and more wrapped cars, and I was like, this is really cool. Like I would definitely want to just like have my own car represent my personality and like what I like in the community. And like I've been doing this for like 2 years now, and as you can see, like I believe that it doesn't just have to be one thing on the car, and that's what a lot of people do, and I just wanna showcase that, like, anime can tie into any subsection, any genre, and it can do so many crossovers, which is also why I love the evolutions, because there's an evolution for everybody.
I feel like Evie hits every side of me. I have
Yes.
Umbreon, which is like my little dark side. Um, Vulperion, I love the water. I'm forgetting my Eevees now.
I'm
Um,
watching you struggle, come on. Gen 1,
right now,
Flareon,
I forgot it
Vaporeon,
right now. You know what?
Jolteon.
This is my karma for taking that cute picture with Squirtle. Right? This is my karma for taking that cute ass picture with Squirtle. Um, Umbreon, Vulperi, Espeon is my spiritual side.
Mhm.
Leafeon is my love for nature. So it's like it hits every sense. And then Flareon is my typical Leo fiery side. And then Eevee's like that cute, and I know I'm missing one. I'm the pink one. Um
Sylveon.
Sylveon. That is like my playful, nice side when I decide to be playful and nice. So it's true, and that's what's amazing on it. So I am not a big anime fan. Like I've told people, like I've the closest I've gotten to it, like I didn't get into it the way you guys have gotten into, and this is where this question comes in. Like the closest I've gotten to animation is Pokemon, Avatar, Sailor Moon, Miraculous, K-pop Demon Hunters. I think
Those are some good lineups.
oh, Digimon. Remember Digimon?
Ooh, they got a
Yeah.
new game out that's really good.
So like that's the closest I got to anime. I like people are telling me, "Oh, you need to check this out." And now that I'm starting to do these cons, I might get into it. Like I know of Dragon Ball Z. Like I've
Mhm.
bought the figures and the toys for my nieces and nephews, well my nephews or my godchildren. But like I don't know these characters the way other people do. What got you into anime?
Um, I think that goes back to like my oh man, like it's hard to say because I watched cartoons with my parents growing up. So like this is dating us. Like I would wake up to Kids WB, the new CW, Animaniacs, Fox 5, Sonic X, Gotta Go Fast, Metabots, Blade, who else? Shaman. Like, if we really got to go back in time, it's Shaman King, it's Ryoku the Space Pirate, it's Rioni Kenshin, Samurai Jack, all of these different animes that came together that like really made my childhood. To like really get into who I am as a person. Um, I grew up with a big family, but most of my brothers and sisters had already moved out the house. So the only real time I got like family time was those Saturday morning cartoons with my parents, or gaming with my brother when he still lived with me. So at that part, it kind of became like a real integral part of who I was, and just like kind of having that family and that love together.
I think that's amazing. I can relate to you, not in the sense like watching cartoons with my parents or gaming. I do have older siblings. I did game with my brothers, but the brother that put me on to Star Wars, comics, art in itself, and all my nerdy things was my older brother. And it is amazing. And now we're grown adults, and like every time I get something I'll send it to him. And the other day I was on the way home from work and he was visiting, and my mom was telling him about the stormtrooper that you see back here, about it, and my husband brought it out to him, and my husband was like, your brother was about to steal your stormtrooper outfit. And I was like, no, he could go get it himself. He needs to go secure it when it's off season and they have their big ass sale, and did what I did. You
That's
were
so
not
funny.
stealing, but like when I went to California Adventures, because they have the Avengers camp there, I was sending
Mhm.
him pictures. When I finally went to Galaxy's Edge, I first went to Galaxy's Edge in California. I was sending him shit. When I went to Galaxy's Edge in Florida, I was sending him pictures. The Mandalore was walking around with Grogu. I was sending him.
Have you been to I think Disneyland has like the whole Star Wars
Yeah, that's
Universal?
Galaxy X. So
Okay.
so both parks, there's Disneyland, which is California, and Walt Disney World, which is Florida. I've been to both.
Okay.
Uh, Galaxy's Edge in Walt Disney World is a lot larger because they have more land there.
Mhm.
Um, and it's freaking awesome. Like I took my kids because my kids are Star Wars fans too now. Like we've Pass it
Okay.
on. That's what we do. This is what great parents do. Pass on the great things. My kids are
Exactly.
gamers. They love my son is more into anime than I am. That like me and Dawn, we ran into fellow cosplayers and we were having a conversation, but then they started going into this conversation of themselves, and we were like looking at each other. We were just like, do you know what they're talking about? I don't know what they're talking about. And I was like, I think I need an earbud with Nico in my ear so he could explain to me what's going on. Because we're all
Yeah.
talking, and then they just started talking about other things, and they were like trying to include us, and we were just there like, what?
It's a vast universe that you're getting
Yeah.
into, a very
So
vast
trust
universe.
me, like my son's into anime, and I love it because he took off of what I love and I put him on and did it. We've done the experience where we got to build the lightsabers. I cried, literally cried when I built my lightsaber. It was such an emotional moment. So when you say like if it wasn't for me watching cartoons, those Saturday morning cartoons, the younger generation doesn't know what they missed out on. Like when you
No, they
mentioned
don't.
Animaniacs, I was like, oh my, I have the song playing in my head.
Yeah, we're the Animaniacs.
Wacko Yakko and Dot.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Tiny Toons was another favorite of mine.
Yes.
So like kids, it's like cartoons are not the same. But it shows that love led to another love, and
Yes.
it's has grown, and look how it made like we would never thought that our nerdiness will become like this amazing thing that everyone is this stuff. I used to get picked on sometimes because I would wear a Disney shirt in high school,
Yeah. Oh, man.
or like you'll wear your
Oh,
cartoon
man.
character or something you liked, and it was like, but then you had your set of people that they were just like you, so you were able to
Yep.
like brush it off. But then
Or, anime club was always looked down on. That was, like, the nerdy section
so
to
there
not go to.
wasn't an anime club in my schools.
Really?
There was a Dungeons and Dragon. I didn't get into
Ooh.
D&D. My son's actually into D&D. I just supply his addictions
His
to
dice habit,
D&D.
yeah.
Oh, trust me, like when I was at Comic-Con, I got him new dice, and the guy was like, "Do you know his character? Is he this?" And I'm just looking at the man like, "Can I just
What
buy
are
the
you
dice?
saying?
Can I just pick anyone and buy them?" He was like, "No, it'll make it even more special." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I
He's
asked my
not
son
wrong.
a bunch of questions. I showed him the phone, and he was like, "Yeah, you need these ones." And my son was like, "Oh my god, mom, this is so awesome!" And I was like, "Oh, okay."
So funny.
So in his school, I think they have anime. I don't know if they have anime. I would have to ask them, but I know they have a D&D club.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
and it's amazing to see it. And then I realized talking to his one of his English teachers, who is the person in charge of D&D, he's
Mhm.
actually found a way to help kids with their writing. So to create their characters, they have to write
I
and they have to
love
put it
that.
together in an essay format. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is so awesome. Why wasn't school like this when we went?"
So, you wanna know what makes me really sad about all that? When I was a paraprofessional, paraprofessionals anybody in the school system, at least in New York, you could get free New York Comic Con tickets. And it was like professional badges for the 4 days. So it was like you could skip the lines, you can get in through a lot of like the backstage areas, things like that. And it was so beautiful because they would legitimately ask, like, how do you incorporate comics and anime and all of that into your daily like lesson plans, and how do you connect the students with it to like help them with self-esteem and things like that nature. So they did that for about 3 for the time that I was there, at least 3 years into my teaching career, and then they stopped it. They like completely said, yeah, we don't want to do this no more, we don't want to incorporate that, and just completely deaded the whole thing.
I'm calling bullshit on that because they actually had a booth at New York Comic Con this year, and they were giving
What?
away free magazines that the Board of Education has now made to
Okay.
discussing on civil matters in just social injustice and different types of topics in a comic book form for students.
I love
But
that.
now they stopped giving away those passes, maybe because some people were abusing it.
Possibly.
People do ruin it for other people, sadly. But I think comics, animation in itself, I feel like they do fall into the sense because it's creativity. You have to write, you're drawing, you're using both sides of your brain. And, in my household, my kids, the moment they were able to grasp a pencil or a color pencil or some paintbrush, whatever, I gave them paper and go to town. I
Yeah.
pushed their creativity full force. So I love it and it's amazing. And then now hearing this, you as a power professional, you guys are amazing. People sleep on you guys. You guys do have difficult jobs. Teachers have difficult jobs too, but sometimes powers have it a lot harder because you're with the student, especially with certain students, hands on a lot more than a teacher is. How being a paraprofessional, when you see children at cons, what does it make you think about? Do you think certain cons are for children or children should be there? Sometimes, like, I do question it because, some cosplayers are very exposed.
Yeah.
Um, and so, like, I think about it in that sense. But parents should know. I know there's a lot of parents that love doing it, but I think you made the perfect sense. But what is your take on children coming to cons?
It's it's such a gray area for me because morally, when you genuinely think about like a lot of the anime nowadays, a lot of that isn't really for children's eyes. Um, but also, I would like to preface that by saying countries have different standards. So, in certain ways, it's just like I personally feel like maybe we shouldn't be exposing children to what they see at a lot of conventions, but also, there are some conventions that are more geared towards children. So like your bigger conventions, you're going to have more of the burlesque type of cosplays. Perfectly fine, but as a parent going into it, you should kind of do some more research into these events, especially since you are kind of the one sitting down with your children watching these TV shows. So you should kind of have an idea, just like when people do Halloween outfits, it's the same thing. You're going to be seeing this. Just because it's a form of entertainment in a standard doesn't mean it's any different from the form of entertainment that you've been absorbing. Oh,
Ooh,
you are muted. Oh, no,
I
there
was
we go.
muted for a second.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
said it perfectly. Before I said it, we have to give a quick shout out. Don is on the check-in, and Ultimate Wireless is on the check-in. So big shout out to
Hey, let's go. What's up,
Ultimate
y'all?
Wireless. He's like my wait, I'll just read it. He's like, let's go, Ultimate Wireless. Don, Ultimate Wireless in the chat, and then Ultimate Wireless like my two favorite people. So I think you expressed it perfectly. Like I did take my son to New York Comic Con, and me as a parent, like it's life. It's like a like if I take my son to France, I'm going to have to expect nudity at some point.
Exactly.
So it's expected. It's a cultural thing, and my answer to be my son is just ignore it. That's just being French. It's a
Pretty
part of
much, yeah. It's true.
he might turn red, whatever, but then like going into Comic-Con with him, and he was 13 at the time, now he's 14. It's like I was like up in the air. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it on Sunday. Maybe it's
Mhm.
more family friendly on
Sundays
Sunday.
are the family friendlier days. So yes.
So that is the only time I feel like my child or my children, in my opinion, anyone could do anything with their kids. But I do advise, please look into it because sometimes they'll be exposed to things
They
that
will
you
be
don't
exposed to a lot.
want them exposed to. But it also comes back to comics or cartoons. You said it perfectly. I know anime has a big sexuality thing as well. And
Yes.
then there's also some anime that's almost like soft porn in a sense.
Yeah.
From what and the only reason why I know this is
Yeah.
because one of my classes, I majored in how media affects human behavior, social science major. One of
Mhm.
our classes, we actually spoke about sexuality, race, and gender, and anime was a section, and it was almost like a soft porn, even though I even had a section of pornography, which it was kind of uncomfortable to be sitting in that class.
Yeah.
Um, but it's like you have to know or realize what you're exposing to your children. I censor as much as possible, I approval, and I think you handle that perfectly. Now we also know you do cosplay. How did you get into cosplay?
Um, so the cosplaying I got into when I first started going to conventions. Um, I remember my first convention, I just saw somebody like completely, if I remember, it was like a giant bumblebee outfit. Like he was a walking bumblebee. He had like his little bumblebee shorty with him, but he was in a full like mech. Like he was 8 feet tall walking around in it in New York Comic Con. And I was like, that's so cool. And then you had like a Carnage walking around on stilts with like chains and like four little Carnages like holding his chains and walking. And like all of that was just like, that's so cool. And I've always liked dressing up and I've always liked doing all of that type of like just acting and like embracing the character, that I slowly got more and more into it, which then just led into me just creating my own designs, building my own props, traveling to go to all these different shows. It just kind of flourished from that.
So, since I did my research, I saw you do one of my favorite video games. You did Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
So that was hot. But what else, other than that Kingdom Hearts look, what are the other looks or cosplays you've done? And then we're gonna ask, like, do you have any goals? Do you have characters you want to do?
So characters there's a lot of characters that I definitely want to do. Some very simple ones that I just find that are funny. On Hulu, Go Loser Ranger. So I wanted to be Loser D. I thought that was kind of funny. I wanted to do my own take on the Umbreon, because you always see everybody walking around in like the Umbreon onesie. I wanted to kind of personify what an Umbreon would look like. So that's actually in the works. A little fun fact, I got like the little claws that I'll be using for the hand right here. Um, so there are a couple of things that I just kind of really also want to test my skills as like a fabrications artist to do. You'll see a lot of Square Enix cosplays, as you said, Kingdom Hearts. I've done Final Fantasies, Tidus. What else? Uh, Drawing blanks on all of my cosplays now, but there's a lot.
Trust me, I literally, since we've been planning 2026, I literally have a written list, um, on my phone, well, a typed up list of characters that I have done, and I have the costumes ready, and then the ones that I
Oh,
wanna make.
snap.
And some of them are like I'm gonna be doing my own take on Shredder, and I'm not talking about
Yeah, let's
the
go.
and I'm talking about the '90s Shredder that from the movie with James. Um, Ultimate Wireless's represents him.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm talking about him because as a little kid, when we saw that movie, he scared,
Oh man. Yeah.
like, he literally, like, made us nervous. Like, we'll be like, "Oh, Shredder's a pussy. The turtle's gonna whoop his." When he came out,
Nah.
I was like, I was worried for the turtles.
He was ready to throw down.
I was very worried for the turtles. So I'm definitely going to be doing my take on his Shredder. I am going to be doing my take on the Phantom of the Opera. Uh,
Ooh.
that one's
Okay.
from 90s Con. And for the people that don't know, the only reason why I'm doing that is because AJ McLean is going to be there. And in his song Everybody, he plays the Phantom of the Opera. So I am going to I'm working on it. I'm going to
Mhm.
do
You
my
got this.
on it. So another one that like I said, I've had this list. Another one that I'm probably gonna reach out to you because I know you've mentioned that you fabricate things.
Yeah.
My son has been helping too. I am gonna do my take on this stormtrooper. Um but it's a challenge. Other than the cosplay, like you've taken it that now you're fabricating and you're building these things, like building. I remember you mentioning you have retractable wings with one of
Yes.
your cosplay. What made you pursue that even further?
Um, I like to I like to outdo myself, and I like to just I like to always think, what's the next biggest thing that I can do? Or what's the next biggest like wow factor? And like I see it, and this is not saying anything about any cosplayer, but I always see the same like people put their hands in the wings, or it's on some sort of wire system that you can see, or they have the fake hands in the pockets and they do different takes on it. And I love all of that. And all of that was what helped me be like, well, I don't want to be exactly like that guy, and I want it to look cool, and I want it to just like surprise people. So that way, when I walk and I bow forward, the wings open up and it just catches everybody. And I'm just like, that's what I want. That wow factor, that smile on their face of, oh wow, this is cool. How did you do that? A big thing that has changed in the cosplay community is nobody really talks to anybody about how they build and how they fabricate or how they sew together things. And I would love to bring that back.
Why do you feel it's like that? Because I'm I'm I've always done, I guess you can say I've done cosplay only on Halloween because I've always gone above and beyond with my costumes. Like because it was like the only time we get dressed. And then when cosplay started becoming popular, I wanted to get into it and I kind of got some backlash. And then, we're people pleasers until we realized we shouldn't be anymore. And,
Yeah.
Dawn came into the picture and Dawn's like, Chris, you always say you don't give a fuck what people say. Just fucking do it. And I was like, you know what? You're right. So like I'm a year in, I'm still building my portfolio and I'm pulling these looks. I've had lots of help. Everyone's been so welcoming, but now you're bringing up like people don't like having these conversations. I've had different experience. Can you explain to me why that is happening or what's causing that?
I think I think the entry is always beautiful because everybody wants to incorporate and include everybody. I think when you start getting to like cosplay competitions
Mm.
and you start getting into, because not for nothing, cosplay has now become one of that, oh, I only go to these conventions to take these pictures. And now everybody's trying to be like a cosplay guest or a cosplay host, or like have that cosplay photo book that they can sell off. So nobody wants to really share trade secrets on how they like design stuff, or how they incorporate different aspects into things. And I think it's more just at the top, and I say top as like, again, people that are trying to take it like more professionally, instead of like you know, when everything's kind of like low key and we kind of do a little bit of gatekeeping because we want to keep all the cool kids with us. It's kind of like that. Now the gates have been opened and now you have a mixture of like just the people that are taking it too far and the people that just don't respect the culture and things of that nature. And I know that probably makes me sound like an old head, but like I like the communication and I like the aspect and the feeling of how people interacted with each other back then instead of everybody being so standoffish now it feels.
Um, Don said you're correct that the gate the gatekeeping is as real as a motherfucker. Shout out to Hot Mess Ness in the chat and Angel's Glitch, formerly known as Stitch. They're all in the chat listening and they're agreeing with you. I don't know. Like I think I've had this conversation because of the whole situation with the bullying that happened with Ash.
Yeah,
And I did have that conversation because I didn't expect that. Like when I came in, like I haven't heard nothing, and I said it live on the pod. You want to bully someone, please come into please give me. I have some stuff to let out. Like
right.
come bully me. I'll pick right back at you. Um, but don't bully a person because she's paying homage to something she loves. And that goes for
Exactly.
anyone, whether it's cosplay, gaming, or so on and so forth. Um, that started to show me a different side of cosplay. And little by little, I've been learning and I've been wrapping my head around things. But like I says, I haven't had that experience yet. And you're like an OG. So in this, you're basically putting me on to the simple fact because I know I've spoken with Lady J and she's like, "Oh, anything you need, I'll send you this." And she's total sweetheart. And I've spoken with other people, and they're like, "Yeah, I get makeup tips from Nessa because Nessa pulls these amazing makeup looks." Or I'm picking my brain of my makeup artist and hairstylist James Eli for these reasons because this shit is hard. It is not easy. Like it took me 3 hours to do the Grinch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it only took 3 hours because I didn't spray enough barrier and it started absorbing into my
Oh,
skin. So like I was all green and then it disappeared and I was like, what the fuck? So this shit
I've
is
had
not
that
easy.
happen.
Yes, that happened. I was in shock. I was like, okay, I'm done. I could put on this damn costume, drive to Jersey, get this Christmas con done and over with, and then like my greed started pacing. I'm like, what
I know that feeling. I know
the
that
fuck?
feeling.
I learned my
Oh my.
lesson. And how you need to make it waterproof. Pageantry
Mhm.
has helped me because I know how to make sure to make my makeup not move. I've have my tricks of the trade and I'm happy to share them if anyone has any questions. I use like two setting powders and two setting sprays and
Okay.
I like literally they could tell you I will put on my ghost spider mask and no makeup comes off. That's how
There
good.
you go. What you using? NYX?
No.
Ooh.
So I use uh my makeup artist has his own makeup line. And
Ooh.
his makeup line is made for long wear, for pageantry, to be under the lights, everything. It is
Oh.
so amazing. So if anyone wants to know James Eli, House of Eli, it is long proof wear. It's for anyone that has sensitive skin like myself. He put all the thought into that because he has sensitive skin. And it's difficult for people with that type of things. So his setting spray and his powder is amazing. Um, but then I use Charlotte Tilbury's setting spray, and then I use Huda's setting powder, and then I use Charlotte Tilbury's setting powder too as well. So I use two setting powders, and then Huda's setting powder, which I think is one of the best because it's like a bake. You literally just put it on and you have to like wait 5 to 10 minutes and it like heats up and you feel it kind of
Mm.
feel the difference and it sets it. And then I do the spray on top and then another once that dries, another spray. And I'm telling you, when you like when it's time to rub that shit off, you're like in there.
I'ma
So
need them links.
yes. So I will be happy to share it. But this is what I thought cosplay was about. But now you're telling me that there's actually gatekeeping with this. And I could say that kind of happens in the pageant world as well. But I've always been the rebel for that. So it comes down to the gatekeeping. And now we know about the racism now that we're spreading it and stuff like that. Have you faced any racism because you do play characters that are not of color descent?
Yeah, you know, it's sad because no matter who or where you go as a person of color, um, it doesn't even have to just be anime. It can just be like, let's say, comic books as well. People will look at you and they'll compliment you, but it's also just you know what character you really look like you do best as? And it's that type of like backhanded compliment when it starts coming as just black characters. The amount of times
But
that
there's
like
not
people
many of them. There's
and
not
there's not.
many Puerto Rican characters. There's not many
No.
minority characters. You know, a lot of people don't think I'm Puerto Rican because I do look like my colonizer, or as I say, this is Taino camouflage. But like that's like someone coming up to me when I'm as Maleficent and they tell me, you know who you would look better as, and then I could just like that would like release
Mhm.
the smart ass remark in my thing. Well, I was like, well, that's nice to know. You could take that opinion and shove it up your ass. And the last time I
Mhm.
checked, Maleficent's from France and I'm 18% French. So what the fuck? You think these cheekbones were from no, these are that this is that 18%. Like that's why I pull
All
off
up here. All
that's
up
why I
here.
pull off Maleficent so well. I don't have to put the prosthetics on. But like I don't know how I would take those comments. Like I know sometimes I do bite my tongue and I try to be nice. You know, like I have to have friends. I don't know how Don deals with me sometimes because my face says what I'm thinking. So if I was to like that's like me and you being at a con and we're supposed to do DC together.
Yep.
I cannot pronounce it. Please, what is it? Ahsoka
Otakon.
Otakon. There we go. We're doing Otakon, and that shit is hilarious because that shit is on my birthday, by the way. Um,
Yeah, you really gonna party at Otakon.
so that's like you standing next to me, and I hear that comment. I don't think anyone's gonna be prepared for what's gonna come out of my mouth. Like you probably won't have to say anything because I wouldn't allow that. And I don't know how people allow things like this to happen, especially on the internet. Have you gotten any type of comments like Ash did, you know, saying it, or has it just been in person?
It's I'll mostly get them in person. It's more in person comments that usually sparks it. You know, when Naruto is a big thing, you know, they were just like, ah, yeah, you guys would be good as a lot of the either sand ninjas or the killer bee or killer bee's guard. I can't remember his name, the one that always had the lollipop in his mouth.
The wrong person.
Yeah. Or, you know, bringing it even further back. Samurai, oh man, I'm gonna butcher the name. Samurai Shampao, Sham. I'm about to lose my black card because I cannot samurai, whichever samurai it is. Don't take my black card. Um, you got that. People were just
Oh,
like, ah,
Hot
you
Mess
know,
Nest says Champlo.
there you go, there you go.
Hot Mess Nest did. She saved you.
Thank you, thank you. Um, or you know, even lesser known superheroes, like you'd make a good Static Shock, you'd make a good
Oh my
Bang Baby. Like,
I haven't heard that cartoon in a while.
listen, I love me a Static Shock, okay?
Um,
I would love to do a Static Shock cosplay, but that don't give you the right to tell me to go do a Static Shock cosplay.
you have to do what you want to do.
Exactly.
Like seriously, Ultimate Wire says the gatekeeping is strong in the con space. Unfortunately, that's why I punch through them. Well, that's why
Exactly,
you're a
exactly.
sponsor, and I try to watch my mouth.
Listen, I ain't watching my mouth for nothing. Like, if you know me, you know that you're never gonna be prepared for what's gonna come out of my mouth. I
Yeah,
just
and
walk
even
away.
but the funny thing is, I'll sit there and I'll stay quiet, but my face is saying.
It's okay. You do the face, I do the talking.
But like, so you're saying now you've heard these comments, these people actually do have balls, well, some type
Mhm.
of balls to actually come up to you and say, you know what, you'll make a better Static Shock. We're just going to use him as an example.
Yeah.
Bring him back. I want to see more Static Shock too. I
Yeah.
haven't seen that in a while. Um, and that's like someone coming up to me. There's really no Hispanic female character. The most I could say is White Tiger. Someone coming up to me and say, "You'll
Yeah.
make a great White Tiger," even though I'm going to do it. My take on it. Um,
Yeah.
so everyone be prepared for that one. um, but like telling me that because I'm of Puerto Rican descent, even though everyone doesn't get that the first time they meet me. So being that sense, you've done Kingdom Hearts, you've done all these anime characters, you have expectations. And you're creating these, you're hands-on, you're fabricating. I want to know how long it took you to make these retractable wings and what are they made out of? Because I did
Uh,
not see these retractable wings on your feed when I went social media trying to come up with these questions.
Actually, I think the video is I'll send you the video. Um so it uses a string pulley system with just like some regular PCP piping, very thin PCP piping that it kind of goes through. I'm going to use the same idea and concept for my Umbreon claws. So basically what you can do is you can take fishing wire if you want to keep it very thin and kind of run it through your designs, so that way when you pull, as long as you have like a little loop or latch over it, the fishing wire can then be pulled and activate other sections of your cosplay. You just have to make sure you always account for how much you're going to be bending, however far it is, um and what needs to be done. So like, for example, for my claws, they're going to, hopefully, if I do it correctly, the claws would then activate scales that when I close my fist, the scales lift up. Um, so I would have to take into account, how much do I want to be able to close my fist before the tension pulls. You also don't want to make it too loose and then it just rips apart your entire cosplay. But back to the wings, it was that. Then it's just a piece of fabric mesh with just feathers glued onto that mesh to keep it there, and that's
It sounds
basically.
amazing. Just hearing like when you were like, I made retractable wings, I was like, oh shit,
Yeah, I'll definitely send you the video of that.
that's some real shit. Like you said it, you got drawn into cosplay when you started to do Bumblebee. Like when you go to Comic-Con, like you see these
Oh
magnificent,
yeah.
magnificent. Like in my mind, I'm like, okay, I know I could probably create this, but how the hell am I gonna do it? Like, and then us being the way we are, we always want to one up ourselves. I'm a perfectionist. Like
Mm.
I'm a Leo. What do you want? Shout out to my Leo gang, Banks and Don. But like we always want to say that someone actually said, I don't know who CXO Genron. I am sorry if I butcher your name. He says that actually sounds amazing. Um, I told you I'm bad with names. I'm going to butcher names. So you travel with Origin Plan and Ultimate Wireless to these different cons. How many cons do you do a year? Would you say?
So minimum amount of cons that we will hit a year is normally 44. The most that we've ever done in 1 year was 54.
So you're
Yeah,
basically on the road. And now
on the
are all these cons within the United States or do you go to different countries?
So we're all over the 50 states and including Canada and Puerto Rico. So like we travel. We're everywhere.
So out of all these cons, now I gotta ask you the hard question. Which one was your favorite?
Ooh. And okay, so like I like to party and have a good time. Colossal Con definitely has the craziest parties. Like Prime and Colossal Con East, those are amazing. Um, as for like creativity in cosplays and all that, I'd have to say like Otakon, San Diego Comic Con, those have a lot of creativity. If you want like a fun uh people of color like party con that actually throws some like good music, I gotta give it up to Blurred Con will really just keep the house
I've
jumping.
been hearing a lot about BlurCon. Can you explain to me what BlurCon is?
So
And I'm gonna
Blurred
get back to you also on what was the first one that you said that went.
Colossal Con.
Yes, that's another one I need to know
Yeah.
about. Like I've like no, like I'm saying I feel like I'm learning every time I go to these cons, I'm like learning more and more things and it's freaking amazing. Not only do I feel like a little kid in the candy store because I'm like seeing all this like shit that I want to buy. Like sometimes like I literally save just like a stack of cash just to buy shit at a con.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um you know like my kids even make a comment like mom you're going to a con you're not working. I'm like no I'm working I just find a fun job. um but what is BlurCon? Like I've been asking people like all these different cons. So like my first con was New York Comic Con.
Mhm.
Then my second con was actually Anime New Jersey. And
Oh,
then Christmas Con, we did Christmas Con, and I did Ocean City Con, and that's the first con I went to that I went to the after party. They had like a karaoke,
oh,
which was
okay.
cute in a really good restaurant. The food was good, the drinks were good. You know, if you don't have good drinks and good food, then I'm not happy. Um, but that was like my first, and then like you know, getting our list of which one we're going to do. We're doing 90s Con. I think 90s Con starts the con season for me.
Okay.
Because I can't do nothing in February because I'm doing New York Fashion Week. I'm walking for Sun Chasers. Uh,
Ooh,
so I will be doing New York Fashion Week, and then after that it will be 90s Con, and I think Atlantic City, and
okay.
one in Atlantic City. That one I want to pull Bane for. Um, but every time I go, all I hear is BlurCon and the other one. What explain to me what is BlurCon?
So BlurredCon is it it combines black and nerd. So blurred, a black nerd. It's to celebrate black nerd culture. And just because it's called blurred doesn't mean that you have to be black to partake, doesn't mean that you just have to be a person of color to partake. Like we are very open, we want everybody to come in and just enjoy anime the same way that we enjoy anime. We want to give you more than just EDM tracks at every convention. We want to throw in some shake that ass music with some like old school hip hop R&B, like put on some Cyclone, put on some T-Pain, buy you a drink shorty, put on some Bone Thugs and Harmony, put on some TLC, all of these different things, just kind of mixing it in while also throwing in like your anime tracks too, kind of giving you a beautiful blend. So if you want to experience nerd culture the black way, go to Blurred. That's all I gotta say.
So I love in the sense that it's mashing the cultures together. Like, now all of a sudden, like I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s. Now I'm a culture. Like like I like my kid goes, Mom, I have to get dressed for 90s day. I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what? Where and
Mhm.
then now there's a 90s con. Um so it's like, and then the funny thing is to see like younger generations like try to like imitate what we did,
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
and I'm like, no, no, honey, no, 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 no. Like, I've been there, I've done it. Like,
Oh,
no.
mhm, mhm.
It's hilarious. But sometimes it feels a little insulting. Um,
Yeah.
because, or have you gotten? I had someone tell me I was born in the 1900s. I'm like, excuse me. I felt insulted again. I got ID'd. I actually love getting ID now. But like he barely looked at my ID and I was like, you barely looked at my ID. And he was like, oh, I saw the 1 in the 9. And I was like, you motherfucker.
Damn.
You know what? Whatever.
Damn.
So to hear like how cultures are mashing. So basically BurgerCon is taking hip hop culture, rap, people, it's different. Okay, don't
Mhm.
tell me it's the same shit. Rap, hip hop, pop, R&B, anime, and mixing it all into one. And I'm pretty sure there's some reggae in there, and I
Yep, there
probably
you
like
go. See,
down
you already
south
understand.
music, trap, and all that stuff. So it sounds like a party. Um, I know we did another anime convention that was really fun in Brooklyn. But it was kind of a culture shock for me because it's like, why did I know about this shit when I was younger? Like, where was this shit when I was like in my
So
20s?
they didn't stop really, they only recently started popping up so much. That's the thing, because you only really had New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, LA Comic Con, and then maybe like a couple of smaller ones within like a few states, and then it just like then the boom of convention started, and like I guess it really took off around the Walking Dead time, where everybody got hooked onto it, and goddamn Comic-Con, I'm calling Comic-Con out on it. Comic-Con for like 4 fucking years only put Walking Dead on their badges. That is it. That's all they did for 4 years. And honestly, that's kind of what I feel is when the shift happened of we need to have more conventions. And
Mm.
now you see like a convention every week, maybe two, maybe three.
No, and I think it's amazing. Like, honestly, I kind of wish a lot of these cons were around during my DJ days because I
Mhm.
would have fucking loved it. I would have been my DJing with like shit I love, like, and then to run into fellow, like, it's funny. I, I'm, I was a part of a movement. I've helped push female DJs. I was a big house EDM, helped bring that to the States with the rest of the DJs out here. I got all my tracks from Australia and Europe. A lot of tracks a lot of the
Ooh.
big DJs didn't have here. I had those tracks. Um, I didn't want to follow in my cousin's footsteps. And, I have a big shadow to follow. My cousin was a pioneer of hip hop. He's like the godfather of Latino DJs. So it's like, do I go down the same road as him or do I shift? Like, I don't want nobody. And no one knew until now. Like, I have DJs that knew me. They're like, why didn't you tell me Charlie was your cousin? Because it's nobody's business.
Yeah. You wanted your own name.
I wanted my own name. So it was just like, I run into fellow DJs and I'm like, dude, you like comics? Or like I'll see him post it and I'll be like, and then like my boy erupts. He is a humongous anime fan. He is so huge. And he's like a huge, huge anime fan. And when I see him, I don't know that cartoon that with the little thing on the square thing on their head that they wear and they do the run for it. There's like a run part of it.
Oh, Naruto.
Okay, yeah. He dressed up as that. And I saw that, I was like,
He said the square thing on their head and they run like
I
that.
don't know anime. Um,
I
but
thought
like,
you meant the game, like the
no,
phone game.
no, that flip shit, no. Um, yeah, and I saw him like dressed up, and he posted, and I was like, I've known you since I was 19, and at no time did I know you liked anime like this. But like, then they see me, and they're like, we knew you like comics and Star Wars because you used to wear shirts and stuff, but we didn't know it was this serious.
That's crazy.
But like, imagine like being able to like DJ and cosplay. I would have fucking loved it.
Oh man, people love it.
I would love it. Like, a part of me like wants to pull out the controller and DJ
Do
and
it.
cosplay sometimes at home and just film. But that's another story for another day. So, Ultimate Wireless said BlurCon cosplayers are top tier. Is that true that cosplayers at BlurCon are top tier cosplayers?
Man.
Like,
Ooh,
how
you really
serious
go.
is it? Is it like serious, like competition serious? Like
I gotta say, my BlurredCon cosplayers, like when I went out there, y'all really represent because oh man, you ever watch a Goofy movie?
oh my god, which one? Are we? Oh
Both
my god,
you remember what's his name that gets
Max.
upstage starts
Oh,
dancing? No,
Max.
not
When Max danced with Powerline. Oh,
Powerline. Yeah,
that
you
song
see
is
just a
legit.
Powerline out there. Yeah, there you go. Ooh, you get a nice power line. You get some Proud Family. You get
Oh my
some.
god.
Mm-hmm.
That was that one. I missed that show. That was a really cute show.
You get
I
some
used to
Proud
like
Family
watching
thrown in
that show.
there.
Oh my god, now I want to start listening to Powerline. I'm gonna literally probably get off and like jump on Fortnite and watch the Goofy movie. That was one of my favorite movies.
That was one of mine too.
And you know what? As I gotten older, I like when you get older, you start like seeing things a lot differently, and you're like, shit, Disney actually showed a single dad
Yeah.
because Goofy was a single dad for Max, and no one said nothing about it. But
No,
now
they
it's like
really didn't.
it'll be a fucking uproar. But y'all motherfuckers love the Goofy movie. And
Mm-hmm.
you guys love Goofy, and Goofy is a single dad. We don't know why and how he's a single dad, but he was a single dad, you know. Oh, so is that a Pokeball? I don't know what Don put. It looked like a Pokeball for a second. Oh, anime. So the cosplay is top tier at BlurCon.
The cosplay is definitely top tier at BlurCon.
Okay. And obviously we know you like that one because they also have good party.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so it's like a part. Is it like a con or is it like a con mixed with a party?
It
Because the
is
one that I
it
went
is
to
a
before was
party.
like a con. You had your vendors and then a party. And honestly, my brain goes into there and I like get ideas. I'll be like, yo, I think I could come up with a good one.
It's a party. It's a party. You got your vendors, but you just have a party just happening like down the hall, and that's just what you have, and then it just continues and it continues and it continues, and just like the beautiful culture of everything with like party cons, and this is kind of why hotels hate us, but the beautiful thing about party cons is you gotta know the right people to get you into hotel parties. Like I be throwing so many hotel parties. I am
Do
infamous
you get
in
your
like a
girl a
lot of
deposit back?
listen, I'm infamous in any 21 plus like convention Discord because people will see my name pop up and they'll be like, he's in that room. Go now.
Oh, it's one of those. Oh,
Yep.
okay, so you're like the speakeasy of con
Oh yeah.
parties. There we go. We need a password to get into Dante's parties.
Yeah.
Um, Anime and Cart is in the check-in. Big shout out to her. She is such a me. I had her and Nine. They bless the Poisonous Daily to have that conversation about gatekeeping and racism in cosplay. So she is beyond amazing. And she says BlurCon is a really fun night. So
Yeah.
everyone's
Yeah.
saying it. All right. So the other con that you said was your party con, which you said was the number one con. Tell me about this con. Like, what if
CCE.
prepare me? What do I need to prepare myself for?
Okay. So Colossal Con East out in the Poconos, the Kalahari Resort, right?
Oh, this is the one.
Um,
Oh my god! Wait, this is the one that they have. Don, we figured it out. We figured it out. There was a cosplayer showing me the water park, and there was a con, and they were having a party at night in the water park, and they were dressed up. So Don,
there
we
you
found
go.
out. It's Colossal Con.
It's
Okay, so
Colossal Con East. There you go.
Kalahari.
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Kalahari. It's a giant water park.
I know what it is. I'm
Now,
taking my kids there.
the way it goes is you have what's known as the big five rooms, which is like these massive rooms. You have like a balcony, a TV room, a sitting room, a billiard table, a kitchen,
That's sweet.
like four bedrooms. Yeah, it's massive. They have security checking your ID for the parties in those rooms, things like that. Then you have presidential suites, like smaller ones, which then I throw my parties in. Now we just party from like 6 p.m. until they shut us down. And here's the thing, I don't get shut down. Big Five, they got shut down, and I love them because I know a lot of people in the Big Five room. They got shut down. My party went from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. We watched that sun rise. We was doing funnel kegs and everything. Like it was crazy. So now we're doing all that. You still have the swimming pool and the hot tub and the lazy river and the swim up bar and just people in cosplay just chilling in a pool. You have people arm wrestling in the pool, people setting up arm wrestling matches so that way people can get laid. Like it is correct. Yep, it's crazy the amount of stuff that we just get. Like, the amount of debauchery that we get into at CCE is insane. And then if you like foam, if you were a kid and you just
So
like
you guys
foam
throw a
parties,
freaking foam party too?
CC Prime out in Ohio, Sandusky, Ohio, got the foam party. It is nothing but foam. It is just it's the same thing. It's anime in swimsuits with foam, and it's just
Okay,
oh,
so
and just so you know,
okay. So is it a regular con or is it just a con and party con?
it's known as a party con, but it's still a convention. Like you have vendors, you have a game room, you have
So there
artist
is like
alley.
a regular con that you could go through
Oh
at the
yeah.
daytime with cosplayers, but then the after
Oh no, you
con
still you
party.
party in no, you
Oh no,
party
you
in
still
wow.
party while you're at the con? Okay.
Yeah.
And then like the parties are the adult parties. Like the con is family friendly during the day, I'm guessing.
No, this is not like a family friend. This is this
So
is this is one of those cons I
Colossal
will
Con
not bring
is
my kids to.
literally 18 plus.
It should be. It should be. Now it's not. But like
Explain that.
we is so most conventions will not be 18 plus unless you're doing like an etchy convention.
Okay.
That's when you get to like 18 plus. This is known. Like there are cons within the circuit that's just like, why the fuck would you bring your kid here? Colossal Con is one of those. Is it's genuinely
You
one of
sound
those.
like me when I'm sitting on South Beach having a drink, and I'm like, why are there fucking little kids running on this beach? You not see half of the people are naked over here? Why do you bring children to South Beach? South Beach is not a family vacation. I know I shouldn't be saying that because I did spend my summers in South Beach, but my parents did not allow me in certain parts. I went from the hotel to one specific part of the beach and then back to the hotel after a certain hour. We went to dinner and so on and so forth. And the only reason it was that way because my other godfather was part owner of that hotel across the street from Versace's mansion. I happened to be in the hotel when he was killed when that happened. But that's the story for another time. Try explaining
Yeah.
to your what 7, 8. I forgot how old I was. Daddy, why did I hear gunshots?
That's a typical New Year's for me, though.
Not in South Beach. Like, I understand if it was like New York City and we were like in East New York or the Bronx or somewhere in Queens
Coney Island.
or Coney Island, Brooklyn or Bushwick.
Yeah.
I could say I would understand the comment, but I never expected that in South Beach. Like, the most I knew about violence in South Beach was like the Scarface movie or the other side of Miami that you didn't go to. You know, it's the truth. My godfather was my other godfather. He was more like my grandfather. He's my father's godfather. And he was like a grandpa to me, and he owned a lot of properties out there, and he was Cuban. And we would only go to Little Havana at certain times, and his brother, who was my other godfather, I call my other godfather, um, he lived in Little Havana and he had a store and so on and so forth. So it's a different culture. But like we would leave by a certain time. I remember when I went out there as an adult, I went running. And I didn't run. I crossed over because if you cross over, you're in Coral Gables where he lived. And I went running there and he had a freaking titty attack. Okay. He was like, "You went running." I was like, I was in Coral Gables, relax. And I was getting told off full blown Cuban. He told me off like a full Cuban man because he thought I went running and jogging in Little Havana, not knowing I
Mm-hmm.
crossed the street and
Causing
walked
problems.
inside because I didn't want
Mm-hmm.
to get in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Causing problems.
So like I understood that. So when that happened, I was just like, but we weren't allowed outside, and then we ended up leaving Miami early because of the whole situation, and we went to Fort Lauderdale. But like I don't understand why people do that. I've gone to Miami, South Beach, Party Central, being topless is normal out there. Women walking in thongs, men walking in thongs or roller skating and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. It's a free for all.
Yep.
Okay. You see people walking around with their kids like it's Disneyland. And I would literally be sitting at the bar and be like, I haven't even brought my kid here. And I
Yeah.
still won't do it.
Yeah.
So like they still show up to this con with their children in the daytime.
Very few, but like you'll see a kid or two because again, it's still a water park at the end of the day, but like it's one
Okay.
of those it's an unwritten rule. It's just like why would you do this? Why
You
would
would think
you
people have common sense, but the lack of
common
common
sense ain't so
sense
common?
is not. It's not funny. Um Anime says Taki be getting into some mess, giving us. Yes, he is. I'm learning here. I need to add. He's like the OG compared to like everything that's going on. And then Don said he was born 45 minutes from Sandusky, Ohio.
See, Don already knows. Don about to get in some trouble at Prime, bro. Yes.
I listen. My first experience going to Ohio was hilarious. My pageant sisters told me they were going to take me hopping, and I was like, "One, we're 16. We can't go bar hopping. New York
Mm-hmm.
City, remember? What the
Mm-hmm.
hell are
Mm-hmm.
you talking about?" And then they're like, it went from hopping to tipping, and I'm like, what the? And they're like, oh no, you jump the gate and you push the cow. I'm like, no,
Cow
no.
tipping.
No, I'm not hopping.
Oh
I'm not
my
tipping.
god.
I'm not doing shit.
Y'all went cow tipping.
No, my ass is staying right here in the hotel.
That's crazy.
Oh,
I
someone
would
said
have
my
joined them.
contacts scare them. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, but they're so cute.
I actually really like your contacts. I was gonna tell you that.
Thank you. I felt like it was like I feel like they're like an anime character thing. So I was like,
Hmm.
trying to be
I like some. I like some.
thank you. So this is that. Then I know at Ahsoka-tan, you guys throw parties there too, right? Did I say it right? Otakon.
Otakon.
Otakon. I said Ahsoka-tan. Look at this shit. I'm coming up with new words. Look, Ultimate Wireless. We need to make an Ahsoka-tan con.
That actually sounds kind of fire though. I can't even lie.
Ahsoka-tan con. Ultimate Wireless. Here we
I
go.
like that.
Got ideas right now. Look, I'm just coming up with them. So Otakon, I know they throw parties there too, from what I've been hearing.
Yes. So Otakon has kind of died down with how many parties they throw and like putting stuff in the windows and all of that. That's kind of like that was a big thing that we used to do. So I mean, but what's great about it is like a lot of us will go to the front of the hotel and somebody will have a speaker and there'll be like different sections outside the front of the hotel. Somebody might just buy, there's always this one person, just some random person that just buys like 4 or 5 pies of pizza. And it's just like, all right, whoever wants pizza, here you go.
We're just
And
gonna
we
throw
just be
pizza
giving
parties.
people pizza. We just be showing love and giving pizza, and it's great.
Okay. So the water park, we have a con at a water park.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever came up with that was genius.
Mm-hmm.
DreamCon. Have you been to DreamCon?
I've been wanting to go to DreamCon for so long. I need to go. I'm going. I'm making sure I'm going 2026. So
I'm
that's
supposed to be
definitely
going 2026. This is why
yes.
I'm asking. What can you tell me about DreamCon? Why is it even
I
called DreamCon?
DreamCon out in Texas.
Mhm.
DreamCon is one of the largest running conventions. Think damn, how many people? God, I don't know. I can't off the top of my head just think about how many people, but all I can say is that I know I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna get into a lot of trouble. And if you're going to, we're gonna find a lot of trouble. We're gonna find a lot of content that'll probably keep you good for like the next month or two. Like from my experiences from the grapevine is what I will say. And through videos and photos and pictures and everything, DreamCon is going to be, in the words of I think his name is Barney Gumble, legendary.
So Ultimate Mars says is DreamCon is big on content creators. So
Yes,
basically,
it
this is a
is.
content creator con.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you know cosplay is cosplay done out there at
Oh,
con?
of course.
Okay.
Yes. Always encouraged and welcome.
Okay. All right. So my thing is, from what I've done a little bit of research, I know a lot of celebrities show up to this. I
Yes.
think last year or this year, Lil Wayne was there, even though he
Yes.
looks like
I think it was either Little Wayne or
he looks like a Ninja Turtle sometimes. But no offense, love you, Lil Wayne, but
wasn't
sometimes
it? I
he looks
think
like a Ninja
Nicki
Turtle.
was it Nicki Minaj
Uh,
too or Sexy
we're
Red?
not
One
gonna
of them also.
we're not gonna speak about that retard. And I hate to use that word, but that's what she is. That's like the best
Oh
definition for
man.
that one. That
Yep.
one is
Mhm.
I hate to use that word. It's not a word I use, people, but there's no other way to describe her.
She losing it.
There isn't. I can't find a nicer word to explain the stupidity that's been coming out of her mouth. Like, if you're so real, then why do you have a BBL? You're you've always had a flat ass, so don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. I actually had a little fucking little wannabe little was it computer or keyboard gangsters in my chat. I just saw it.
Oh.
I have a Karen cut. No, honey, this is not a Karen cut. You couldn't even afford this hairstyle, and I actually need a trim, by the way. And I'm nowhere near a Karen. So and you were corrected. It was Megan Thee Stallion. that was there.
Ah, Megan the Stallion. There we go.
So
There
I
we
rather
go.
see her than the one that's married to a pedophile.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah. So everyone
Crazy.
wants to forget about that. Like your brother's a pedophile, your husband's a pedophile, you're
Oh,
protecting
just
pedophiles. Like
everyone in the circle. It's crazy.
it's disgusting, you know. But I hate to use that word. I'm very public, but like I said, there is no nicer word for her and the stupidity that flows out of her mouth. Her rapping sucked. If she didn't have a good writer, she wouldn't be where she is. That's why when she went after Kim and my favorite Remy, they ripped her apart. Love it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Love it. And I think talking about that, I think Kim just had a nice conversation about her not too long ago in an interview.
Ooh, I
And I'm
need to
not
go
saying
check that
nice in
out.
a nice way. Kim ate her up. Kim's Brooklyn side came back. I saw that
I
90s
need
Kim come
to,
out in that conversation. I was like, there's my Kim Kim.
I need to check that out.
Oh yes, please look it up. It was a fun. It's yeah, we are leaving this stupidity. Hopefully, God willing, we are leaving this stupidity and thing. So DreamCon is one that you haven't done and you're dying to do and you're set to do for 2026.
Yes.
Um let's see. Power professional,
Mm-hmm.
cosplayer,
Mm-hmm.
costume fabricator, you can say.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I must say, because you are with Origins of Play, you're a gamer too.
Of course. Yes.
Okay. What was your first game?
My first game that I can remember playing, Cruise USA on the N64. I still remember cruising, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah, my first game, not many would know this, was Nintendo, the duck game, shooting the ducks.
Duck Hunt.
Duck hunt.
Duck
With
Hunt.
the
Oh,
little
you're gonna love
thing
90s
like
con
this.
because we bring out Duck Hunt.
Oh my God, you guys have it at Origins of Play?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, do you have the gun too?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Oh, that's it. We're having a whole tournament of duck hunt. That's it at Origins of Play.
Get that big CRT TV, put that right there, and just.
Okay, so so you started with that game. What made you turn into a gamer? What game turned you into a gamer?
I don't know if it was a specific game that really turned me into a gamer. I remember I spent a lot of time watching my brother play N64 and Sega and all that. Then we would start playing GoldenEye on the N64, put on the big head cheat, just start karate chopping each other. And then from there, when he moved out the house, it was me and my pops. So like Tekken actually has like a really fond place in my childhood because Tekken Tag Tournament had bowling in it, and me and my pops would do the Tekken Tag bowling all the time. Uh, and I guess maybe for a game that like started me off on my own path, I guess. Um, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask was one that was good. But like one that like really, really stuck with me. Probably like Kingdom Hearts. I did Final Fantasy. A lot of JRPGs, like one that people don't talk about is Star Ocean Till the End of Time. Uh even talking about like Conker's Bad Fur Day for those that know what that game was about. Um, but yeah, I don't think it was just one specific game. I think it's just the accumulation of the memories that I have with my family that I got with them.
I understand it. So my brothers had Atari. I wasn't allowed to touch it
Ooh, the Atari.
until I finally and talking about it, Ultimate Wire says Pitfall on Atari.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
then CX said for me it was Punch Out for NES. but he was
Ooh,
trash on
Punch Out.
for so I played Atari, I played Nintendo. I had the Sega Genesis, I had the Sega CCE, and the PlayStation. We had 64, but I really didn't like it. The only thing
Mhm.
I liked on 64 was Zelda. That was the thing. Everyone was all about Smash Brothers. I did love Donkey Kong
Oof,
and
yes.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Um, but I think the game that really turned me into a gamer was Tomb Raider.
Oh,
Big
yes.
Tomb Raider fan. And I'm actually thinking about doing Tomb Raider cosplay. Um, but
Old Tomb Raider, like pixel Tomb Raider, or like
no,
newer
I'm gonna
Tomb
do my
Raider?
take on it. I'm gonna do my
Okay.
take on it. Like, I don't want to come out with box titties. It will probably feel really uncomfortable. Um, but, and then Kingdom Hearts. Big fan of Kingdom Hearts. And when I have to say, out of all the systems, we kind of have this battle all the time. Are you a PlayStation head or a Xbox?
I was a PlayStation head throughout through and through. Like I never paying for subscriptions was never my thing. And then they started following the same path, and then I started just jumping over to Steam. But Sony's
So
always
what's
had it.
Steam?
So Steam is just online gaming, like PC gaming, and
Yeah,
then
I can't
Microsoft.
transfer to the computer, and now everyone's saying, and my son's saying, "Mom, you could just play on your remote," and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I've done the PlayStation remote on my computer, but I hate it.
Okay.
It feels weird.
You gotta get like an
Like
Xbox
using the
controller.
controller, the PlayStation controller. I don't like the way that controller feels. Like, I still don't
I don't like
like
it
the
either.
like, I just got the PlayStation 5,
Mhm.
but I still like the old PlayStation remote, like the PS4 remote.
Ooh, yes.
I
Yes.
prefer that one. I think that's one of the best remotes. Um, but yeah, I think me and Don make fun. I have an Xbox in my house, but the only reason why I had an Xbox because I was only able to play certain games on it. And
Yes,
then
the exclusives.
finally, yeah, and now finally they're on both systems, and now it's like fuck this shit. I'm just
See?
sticking to like I barely turn on the PlayStation, the Xbox. Um,
Mhm, mhm.
because I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan and a big God of War fan. So there was at
Ooh,
one
God of
point,
War.
yes, love God of War. Um, so gaming, cars. What is it that you don't do? You're the party
Uh,
master, the party master of con parties. Oh, I think Anime said it that BlurCon has the best food trucks, and their food trucks are till 2 a.m. Is
Ooh,
that true?
yeah, nah, their food trucks go. They got good food trucks. I also gotta say, close second is definitely Hallmat out here in Orlando, Florida. That is a Christmas themed anime convention. So all your anime characters dressed up in like Christmas stuff. You'll see like an Oogie Boogie. You'll see a Kingdom Hearts Sora.
Really?
You'll see like a Hatsune Miku with a Santa hat. It's great. It's beautiful. It's a lovely time.
I
Uh
didn't even know. So there are more Christmas cons than New Jersey Christmas Con.
Yes, like actual anime Christmas cons and things. Yeah.
Oh, so it's an anime Christmas con. Look,
Yes.
that's cute.
So
That's
like
really cute.
you got this one, which is the Christmas themed one. Then you have Katsucon, which is the Valentine's themed one.
Oh,
Um you have I think in like MegaCon it's not MegaCon, Magfest is like gaming, like it's very dedicated to
just the
gaming, like
gaming. Just
24 hours you can go anywhere 24 hours and there will be live bands playing different songs
different
like
gaming
from video
songs.
games. Yes,
So like
like
we're gonna
on
get like the old school Donkey Kong. Then
yes, you can get from all like Sunday morning. My friend, he plays the trumpet. Sunday morning, we get woken up in the gay. Is it the Gaylord? Yeah, the Gaylord to just 100 to 200 people just playing like strings, wind instruments,
that's the
and
Gaylord
waking up
in DC or the one in Florida.
Maryland.
DC. Oh yeah, well, it's across from
Is it?
DC. It's Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's at the National Harbor. So
Yes.
like you see DC. That's why I say DC because it's like right across.
Yep.
So it's done there.
Yep.
Okay.
It's beautiful. Getting woken up to people playing the openings to songs on instruments at like 9 a.m. and everybody has like a patio view and you just see people just sitting out there enjoying like coffee or like
And this
eating
is
sandwich.
MagCon,
That's Magfest. Yep.
MagFest.
Yep.
You say fest, I think beer.
Oh, I mean, it's a 24. It's legitimately you can.
Like,
The game
can
room is
we,
open 24 hours.
Ultimate Marlins? Can
Everything.
we get an Oktoberfest on your list? Can we please? Can we do an Oktoberfest? I'm pretty sure, I don't know if gaming and drinking would go together for Origins of Play, but I'm pretty sure we could get cosplay and drink.
Oh yeah,
Homer was a
listen.
drinker. Someone could dress
Hmm.
up as Mo. Um,
There's been a Duff Man here and there.
oh, there has. I haven't seen a Duff Man.
Yeah.
That would be pretty funny. I like so 2026 is around the corner. This is like you say you do close to 50. Oh no, you've done all 50
Yeah.
states. You do a lot of cons. Are there specific cons? We know you're looking forward to DreamCon. Are there any other cons you're looking forward to in 2026? Are you going to be doing cosplay at all of them or just specific ones?
So with me moving out into like Florida, we've branched like our territorial reach. So even though I'm kind of stepping back a little bit from how many shows I personally do, I know Origin is still going to be hitting massive amounts of areas. That being said, I am going to be focusing more on providing like bigger cosplays for people to kind of see and kind of get an idea of what can be done. I also want to start doing versatility cosplays. As you've noticed, like people have massive staffs, they have massive props. Hopefully I can show people that you can build your VV staff, you can build your bow and arrow and also make it collapsible for transporting. So that's the goal for
Smart.
me here.
I've thought about that. Like, I think I only had to pack 2 cosplays. Um,
Lucky.
yeah,
Lucky.
I went so I went with one cosplay to Jersey, Christmas Con, and the only
Mhm.
other cosplay had to be packed, which was Zoe. So,
Okay.
but makeup alone is a bag itself.
Yep.
Obviously, I
Oh
had
man. Yep.
so like it was Zoe makeup, but then like my next day makeup because I stood for Sunday's I did con on Sunday as well, but I just went as
Hmm.
myself because I was doing interviews. Um, so it was a lot, and I've thought about this like shit. Zoe's weapons that my son made me, my son 3D printed Zoe's weapons for me. Those are easy to travel with. But like you have to think about like some of these pieces or like these armors or like these multiple things, like how can you do that? And now that you're saying you're trying to show people you can make a collapsible, that will be more efficient, especially people that are flying. Like I don't even know
Oh
how
yeah.
it works flying. Like I'm thinking in my head, like when I do San Diego or Dream or anywhere we have to fly, like you have to think about your suitcase.
Yep.
Like
Hmm.
I know I got a free check-in, so like I have no problem with that, but still it's a pain in the ass.
You either have to ship down, you got to ship it to your spot that you're gonna be at.
Mhm.
So like you got to see if the hotel will hold it for you.
Mhm.
Um, I've done stuff where I've shipped it to my friend's house and then I've had to ship it back to me. Like you got to take all that into consideration. That's why a lot of people drive too, and some people
Yeah, I'm not
like
driving to Cali. Mm-mm.
yeah, I do. I put a lot of miles on my car, so
Mm-mm. I'll drive to Maryland. I'll drive to Massachusetts, Connecticut, the
Mm-hmm.
Northeast. I think the furthest I'll take a drive is Maryland. After
Mm-hmm.
that, that's
Mm-hmm.
DC, Maryland, DC, like Virginia. Like I have no problems with those. That's 4 hours. Anything past 4 hours, five, I'll let it slide. I'm flying. Fuck, I'm taking the train or I'm flying. I don't know how you guys do these long drives. These long drives are crazy.
Oh
They
yeah.
are crazy. Like my parents love to drive to Florida. No, I'm not doing it. I'll do a 2 hour flight.
Mm-hmm.
Leave me the hell alone.
Yep.
So a lot of cosplayers do drive to these different cons.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a
Okay.
lot of travel.
So since now that you've moved from New York to Florida,
Mm-hmm.
what made you do that move? Was it like career wise, cosplay wise? What made
Primarily career. It was definitely career wise. So being a fabrications artist, you primarily fabrication can be in any field, so medical, construction. um Little fun fact about me that I always like to open up to people, like if you've used any adult toys, I've helped manufacture those, I've helped prototype them and build them, so like ha ha ha, I've inadvertently been inside you. uh that is my opening line for like anytime I meet people. So I needed more work, and you need a like for fabrication, if the weather is always warm, you get a lot more work to be done. Second place I could have moved to was like upstate New York, but upstate New York, I love my city, I love my state, that's expensive.
You think so? I live in New York City. I think New York City is more expensive than upstate New York. I don't I could tell you I travel a lot and I'm
Mhm.
even thinking about moving upstate. Like uh yes, when you get around
Okay.
like Cornell, it's
Mhm.
like New York City price, but I'm like, okay, I'm used to this shit. We're by
Okay.
Cornell.
What
Uh,
about like closer to like the border, like Albany and whatnot?
I've been to Albany, but I really don't see the price change. Like sometimes I feel like New York City is just fucking overpriced for no reason anymore.
Mm,
I
mhm.
feel like I get more for my money, especially like now, like let's talk apartments or houses. You get more for your
Oof,
money upstate
man.
than you do here. Like
Of course.
I live in my family home, but still I could probably get more. I could get like fucking 3 or 5 acres and a nice house.
Telling me. Mhm.
So like I don't have to share my driveway. I could just let my dog loose. Like if I want to run underneath a full moon but as naked, I can fucking do it
Ye
peacefully. Like
Yeah.
kind of
No, you not wrong. You not wrong.
so I kind of get it. Dawn actually lives in Ithaca.
Mm.
So I I live in the city. I come on, even just going from Brooklyn to Manhattan,
We're
the
not
price
even gonna
of bacon,
talk
egg, and
about that.
cheese is like $2 difference.
God, yeah. Yeah. They got a lot of like they got small little fees, they got small little taxes, and that's also the
Now
next
we
thing,
get a
like,
congestion price just driving into Manhattan. Come on,
and
come on.
that's the
You
thing, like,
don't have to in upstate New York
I
unless you
love
jump on
my
the
state.
turnpike.
Love my state, but, like, unless you're making 6 figures, you can't live there. You
Yeah,
can't,
it's no longer affordable and it freaking sucks. And then it's like starting to feel overcrowded. Nobody ever wanted Brooklyn.
Mhm, yeah.
I'm born
No.
and raised in Brooklyn. Big Brooklyn. I born and raised. I've lived on the suburb side. I'm very thankful. Like on the side of Brooklyn I live in, it's a federal reserve. It's sanctuary because of saltwater marshes and stuff like that. That you can't build certain levels. So we're not going to really see tall buildings over here. But
Mhm.
downtown Brooklyn never looked the way it freaking looks, and
Oh,
I
no.
fucking hate it. I
No.
fucking hate it. And then I hate when they be like, "Oh, I think they called something. They told me something." Someone's like, "Oh, I'm living in this," and I'm like, "What?
You're living in, so they divided, so you noticed that they
Wait, wait, wait." I'm
divided
like, "You're
Brooklyn?
living in what what street do you live on? Give me the address. I'm like,
Ooh.
that's fucking Brownsville.
That's what I was gonna say. Have you noticed that they divided Brooklyn into like North Brooklyn and South
Well,
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn North and Brooklyn South has always been a thing. Like,
Yeah, but now it's
coming,
more prominent, and
like
it's
it's always.
more.
I live in South Brooklyn. I live in
Mhm,
South Brooklyn, but I spend most of my time in Brooklyn North,
mhm.
because of my father's career. We were always in that area. So Brooklyn North. So for people that don't know, Brooklyn North is the Brooklyn Bridge to Atlantic Avenue, where the Barclays Center is.
Yep.
That is literally the cutoff. And then once you pass the Barclays Center and keep going down Flatbush towards Park Slope, that starts to become Brooklyn
Damn, I ain't
South.
heard them names in forever.
Okay. So my thing is, when you come and tell me this is, I forgot the name that they're using for it.
Um,
Whatever, but it's fucking Brownsville. It's fucking Brownsville.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then like now they're moving into like East New York,
Yep.
right?
Gentrification and hard,
Bro, I
hard.
I didn't take the J train until I was literally started dating my husband. This is
Damn.
9 years ago. I would never take the fucking J train. But my husband's parents live in East New York and it's the J train. So he was like, "Oh, babe, when we were dating, I want you to meet my parents." And I was at NYU and I was like, "Okay, I'll go meet them. I'll drive to you." He was like, "Oh, no, you're going to have to drive home and then drive back. Just jump on the J train." I was like, "I'm not fucking jumping on the J train." Like,
Yeah, no, we don't do that.
I have no problem going to East New York, but because I loved my husband and we were just dating at the time, I did it. Now I jump on the J train every once in a while. It's not that
Mhm,
bad. No one really bothers you. Uh, but I literally had an experience. So I work in Midtown.
mhm.
So when I come from my firm, I'm very dressed up. I look very white. And was reading a book, so making me even look more white on the train. And there was a bunch of
Educated.
Spanish ladies there, um, having a conversation in Spanish, and they were talking about the gentrification. And they're like, "Ay, mira, esta, da, 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 da," and talking about me in Spanish, and I'm laughing. Inside, I was laughing. I wasn't showing them. So one of them happened to get off at the same stop as me, and she dropped her bag. And I turned around in Spanish and said, "Mira, señora, tu bolsillo está aquí." And she looked at me with such a kill.
Ah,
Those eyes opened up so wide, so wide. So yeah, the gentrification, the buildings that they're building, it's happening. They've moved into East New York. They've moved into Brownsville. They've done it to Harlem. They're doing it everywhere. But now
yeah.
when you come to Brooklyn and you tell me that I'm trying to remember a name. I think it's like Best-Stuy Heights. No, bro, it's fucking Best-Stuy. All right? That's where Biggie's from. And then another thing is something Heights. And I was like, "Can you give me the address?" And I'm like, "That's fucking Brownsville. Are you fucking kidding me? You live 3 blocks away from a fucking women's shelter and the methadone clinic down the block. And then I know there's a hotel that's known for prostitution. And you're gonna tell me?" No, I hate it.
Yeah.
So
Oh my god,
moved
that's not my.
you moved to Florida. You
Yeah.
we gotta love New York though.
I
Um,
love it to death. I really do. But
I
Jesus.
have a love-hate relationship now for my city. I miss my old city.
Yeah.
I miss what New York looked like. I miss what Brooklyn looked like. Brooklyn only had like one big ass building, and that was the clock tower. And then you had
Yeah.
Metro Tech, and then you had like the little bit buildings right there on Court Street, right in front of the courthouse. That was it. There was no one of these crazy ass buildings. If I like Brooklyn because we are a borough of trees. There's actually a law in Brooklyn. I don't know if you knew about this, that if a tree falls or you cut down a tree, you have to replace it. That's why it's called the borough of trees. So
Oh,
it's a law in Brooklyn. You can't, you have to replace the tree.
didn't know
That's why I
that.
love Brooklyn. I love tree lined blocks. I think it's beautiful.
That's cool.
So that's why I've always loved Brooklyn. Do they make it more prominent in Brooklyn South, Brooklyn North? I've always saw Brooklyn as that. I've always knew about it. I don't find it being prominent. I think it's more a sense of them trying to change names.
Mm,
Like,
okay.
look at Red Hook. Red Hook. Look at Red Hook. But let's have that conversation. Where did you live when you were in New York City?
I was down by Brighton Beach, so I was with the Russians primarily. But if
Oh,
you
you
go to
were
like
right by
Brighton
me. I'm in
County,
Marine Park.
see,
You
yeah, no, you was right there, and I had like Little America on my block because my block was Brighton 10 Lane. Next to it was Brighton 10 Terrace. Next to it was Brighton 10 Street. Next to it was Brighton 10 Place. So you had like the Indians, the Pakis, the Spanish, the little bit of like we don't know what
Turkish.
you are. Then you got the crackheads. Then you got like the fucked up street down there. So like I had Little America, but as soon as you broke out of the 10, all these streets of 10, then you went into like Russian land with like
Oh,
Bay
it's Little
Academy
Moscow.
225, all of that, where I was just like, I was underneath the train station for the Q and the B, right next to Brighton Beach, next to the two Chase banks that they had right across from each other. Yeah, I was just never understood. And it was it was the Chase banks that you had to be a high client like
Yeah,
person.
you
So
gotta
you
have.
couldn't just use that Chase bank. You had to have money. You could use the ATM for the poor people, but not go inside. And I never understood why they had two legitimate same Chases like right across the street from each other. It made no sense. But
I don't get it. I've probably had that question. And well, look what they've done to Coney Island. Have you
uh,
seen Coney Island now?
the last thing I saw was when they were replacing the boardwalk with that fake whatever that they have. They
So
took away.
it's a sustainable wood that's a little bit more waterproof than that wood that they had, because there's too many accidents because the water decorroded the wood,
Yeah.
and then because of Sandy it got worse, and so now they replaced it. But now there's so many restaurants, and now
Oh,
there
I
are
saw all
freaking
that.
luxury buildings there.
They made the outside look nice and they kept the inside of like all of it still kind of.
No, they're like condominiums, like brand
Ooh.
new condominiums like they've done to downtown Brooklyn.
Ooh.
Brand new condominiums with a doorman.
Ooh,
And then the
that's
project is like 3 blocks away.
crazy. That I've seen.
I'm like, really?
That's just Seagate.
No, it's not Seagate. It's literally right like across the street from Nathan's. Like
That's
literally.
crazy.
And
Oh my
there's so many
god.
little different restaurants. So it's understandable. So now with fabrication, you fabricate costumes, you've done sex toys, you've done medical. You're like a man of all trades. And my thing is where do you find the time to continue to do what you love? Like, what would be your advice to someone that's looking to, whether it's cosplay, the cars, doing the different cons, the parties, or the fabrication? What would be your advice to someone that's interested in that type of field?
Uh I would say just have ADHD. Like that helps. That's a great superpower. But we all can't be blessed with the mental illnesses. So the real takeaway from everything that I've learned is primarily it's just learn to sell yourself. Like you
In
don't.
a good way, people. In a good
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
I had to jump in there. I'm sorry.
Learn to sell yourself properly. The
Marketing.
legal
Marketing
way, the
is the word.
marketing way.
Network.
And but the reason why I like to say like sell yourself is because there are a lot of people that wake up, that look in the mirror and they don't like who they are as a person. Like I speak about my mental health to everybody on a very daily basis. The person that you see, everybody sees before them, Dante Takamura, full name Dante Echo Breaker Takamura. It's a full personality. It's a full persona that has evolved due to my mental illnesses, due to my traumas. But because of that mental illness, I learned how to take that personification and network and talk to people. And if you are to take anything away from that, is one, your mental illnesses don't make you any less of a person than the person that stands next to you. But two, even if you wake up and you don't like how you look in the morning and you don't like how you feel, make sure that you can still stand there and you can find something positive to say about yourself, even if you don't believe in it, because that little bit of positivity does help perpetuate you forward in continuing your day or even making the connections with people that could get you into the places that you want to be.
That's amazing. I love how you brought this up because my next question, because I know you're writing a book.
My
My
second book,
next,
actually.
well, you wrote one. I know you were writing. I told you I was stalking your Instagram. The first time in my life I stalked somebody's Instagram. So I love that you brought up mental health. I'm a big advocate for mental health. I suffer from PTSD. I love how you expressed that having ADHD is like a superpower. And with the way society has been, especially we seen it growing up in the 90s, this was the conversation that no one felt comfortable having, or depending on the cultural backgrounds you came from, it was frowned upon asking for mental help or having some type of awareness, or you needed to hide that in order to be accepted. Like, it was taboo. You have been speaking openly about it. You wrote a book about it and you're working on your second book. What made you want to have that conversation?
um so the conversation came about. I've always liked learning about the mind. Sociology, psychology, all of those things fascinate me. Um, and to shine light into my traumatic past, trigger warning for people. I was in a very abusive relationship for 10 years. Um,
I need to
deep,
pause something. I'm going to pause you because you're
yeah.
hitting a topic. I do advocate for domestic violence, sexual assault, sex trafficking, and I tell people all the time, it is genderless, ageless, doesn't care about ethnicity, it doesn't care about social status. It has no specific person. Anyone can be a target. And I am so proud of you for you being open as a man, because a lot of men do not admit this and people really don't believe this. So applause to you. Please continue.
Thank you. And honestly, that's a big reason why I've put myself so open. Um just like you stated, like depending upon our cultural backgrounds or how we grew up, I am a black male. I my parents are from a completely different generation from me. My father is now 82 years old. My mother is 72. So you can tell with me being in my 30s how much of a gap that is. So, you know, being sad, even when I talk to my mother now, she she has this like this bias that men shouldn't have emotions. Like it was a quick side tangent because I like to try and educate my parents to keep them up to date. But uh my mother is in an extreme way never comment on a person's weight or anything. Everybody's beautiful the way they are. But I, for lack of better terms, I was just like, if you can call a man fat, then you can call a woman fat. Equal rights, equal descriptions. She doesn't believe in that. So then when I had the conversation of just like, well, as a man, I have all of these responsibilities, I have all these things to burden, like I'm not doing okay. her response is just like, well, you are a man, you are supposed to be able to keep pushing forward. And I don't fault my mother, she grew up in a different time, but it does kind of show you that as men, especially for men, nobody hears when we cry out. You know, a big quote that hit me is, the only time a man actually ever receives flowers is the day of their funeral. I've never had flowers given to me except for from my girl who, uh, I told her that and she was just like, that's true. Like, you've never gotten flowers. Um, so in light of just for men in general, being able to just be like, it's okay to cry, it's okay to like feel like the world is too much, you know, men take up such a high percentage of suicide too because we just don't get the chance to talk. So I want to be able to have those conversations. And believe me, it's not easy. Having my emotions for the entire world to see is not something that like I can really do, especially with like what I've been going through recently with my favorite person, my whole world, So it's it's a difficult area to be in, but I just want everybody to know that like you can always reach out to me even if I don't know you. I will always listen and I will always give feedback if you want feedback, and if you just want somebody to rant to, just shoot me a message.
I applaud you for that. I know Dawn and myself are the same way. Like, we will hear anyone out, especially when it comes to mental health awareness, domestic violence, or something of that extreme topic that everyone wants to avoid. And I believe it's something that shouldn't be avoided. Being that you were, I don't like saying victim, a survivor, because I'm a survivor myself. Being that you were a survivor, being obviously of the opposite sex, everyone thinks domestic violence, they automatically think only a female can be the one that's the victim. You were on the other end, and
Yeah.
that society doesn't see often because men don't want to come forward by that because they feel like it's shameful or no one's going to believe that a girl beat my ass. And
Mhm.
men have to restrain themselves. I've seen it happen firsthand. Like, I've seen my boys get swung on girls, and that's where I step in. And but people tend to not believe. What is your advice for any man that is caught in that type of situation? How do you go about it? Because we're going to talk about also, there's not a lot of people that come forward or file police reports for this thing to, like, push the tactics so they could get an order protection. Even though order protection is a piece of paper, it still holds something, because
Yeah.
if a person attempts, then they can get arrested because they violated a court order. And it kind of also shows that if, God forbid, something happened worse, the person already knew and was ordered to stay away. The reason why I say that, perfect example, there was a young girl who was in a toxic relationship, domestic violence, and she escaped. Her family helped her. Her boss knew about it, and they helped her get an order of protection. They would make sure she was never alone at work, and there was always somewhere. And this guy was stalking, harassing, and order protection, this, that, and third, and he violated it. I don't know what was wrong with this judge. They let him go. They kept the order of protection. Guy came back and shot the girl. She died from her injuries. That's something that could have been avoided if someone would. I don't think it was a judge. I think one of the cops, and something of that extent. So someone failed, and this whole situation, if he would have been arrested and apprehended and was put in jail. No, right after being released, he came and shot the girl right in the head at her job. So, what would be your advice, not only just to women, but because women are the only ones that really report, men don't. what would be your advice to whether it's a young man or an older man or someone in our age range, because we're both in our 30s? What would be your advice to them if they find themselves in a toxic relationship that's leading to domestic violence or domestic violence itself?
So overall, everything that I would say, the biggest thing, record. Record what's happening. Because if you record what's happening, they're either not going to do what they're about to do, or if your phone ends up breaking, you have some way of just saying like, "Hey, they broke my phone," and that can open up the conversation.
Especially now, cell phones are over $1,000. What is the new iPhone 17?
Oh, jeez, yeah,
$1,000? It's
that's yeah.
$1,000. If you steal or break something over a certain amount, that's actually a felony now
Yep, yep.
because it's over the limit.
Mhm.
So if they were to take your phone and hold it and you call the cops and say she took my phone and she's not giving it back to me, she could be arrested for theft and can be held accountable for a felony for taking your phone.
Exactly.
So
And
record.
recording is the biggest thing. Like when I was going through what I was going through, when she was throwing like dishes and breaking shit and everything, like I used to take a lot of photos and videos of just like what was happening. And I will be 100% transparent and blatant. Like even with the photos and videos, sometimes people just won't listen. They won't believe you,
Don't.
you know? And it's horrible. I remember, and this is where I have like such a hard time with like even our own enforcement. When I was younger, there was this young lady being harassed by, I guess, like her partner, and she didn't speak a lick of English. It was a Asian couple, and like I pulled the dude off of her. He was abusing her in the streets, and she comes up to me and she shows me all of these bruises on her through her phone, and we kept her safe from him until the cop showed up. And then when the cop showed up, they didn't do anything because she didn't speak English,
There's
even with
something called
her
a
showing
translator
it.
by law.
None of that happened. And then it was I remember it clear as day, because after like I walked away, because they didn't even take like a statement from me or nothing. They really didn't help her. I walked back to my house and I came out of my house like 30 minutes later to go to the store, and there she was sitting on, basically like I had like a little area for my garden. She was sitting right there and he was just yelling and belittling her right there. And I was just like, there, we don't have enough, we don't do enough to keep people that are actually being abused with proof. Because I get it. It's not, you can't always just believe the person, but like there needs to be something in place to better protect the people. So again, recording is going to be your best friend if
Did
you have
you
somebody.
have an outcry? Were you able to outcry to someone that was able to help you through that journey?
Not not really, because I don't want to say that like my friends couldn't help me, but what ends up happening is they basically isolate you from your friends,
Oh yeah,
you
that's a
know?
part of the abuse. It's a tactic.
Mm,
Isolation, manipulation. It's a whole freaking tactic, and they will get worse and worse, and they will make sure you are alone and you have nobody else, and you have to depend on
mhm,
them, and that is it. And I'm not gonna say no relation is perfect. There's no perfection does not exist in the world. Even though I say I strive for perfection, it's my definition of perfection. Um, I've been with my husband for 9 years. We've been married for 8, but we have our moments. We're not you didn't get to meet my husband Dante. He wasn't able to come to New Jersey Anime. Um, but my husband, if he wasn't the man he was, I wouldn't have been with him. After what I went through, I was fine being alone, having my son, being a single mom. I didn't need a relationship because after being raped, um, it was hard. It took a very long time to overcome what I went through. Having friends, having that type of conversation. No one wants to believe you, or you have
Mhm.
people that are very hesitant. You get into relationships and you're open with that person, and in the beginning they're like, yeah, 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 and then they just start fucking shitting on you and trying to make it seem like you're the problem when you're not. You're already dealing with enough and you're trying to have and normalize your life and have a normal relationship, but it doesn't work out. um you have to struggle. I left my DJ career because of it. I focused on my education and I was just trying to fix it. And I came to a point in life that I was like, you know what, I'm done dealing with the stupidity. I'm not meant to be with anybody. And guess what, I ended up with a person that I told him to go fuck himself. And here I am. But it was having that conversation with him, but then him opening up that he was in a domestic violence situation. He was a victim of domestic violence. He doesn't he and you want to know the fucked up shit? He was a cop and he was being abused.
Mhm.
But the sad thing is there are many cops that are in, whether female or male, that are in domestic violence situations, and if they cry for help or ask or try to get help, they are dehumanized, they are embarrassed, their guns are removed from them, and they are mistreated like they're the ones doing the abuse. Meanwhile, they're being abused. So a lot of these cops don't come forward, or a lot of these cops end up eating their guns. This is what happens, and this is a side that society doesn't know about. I had to see this side growing up in a law enforcement family, and I didn't believe my husband when he said it. I fell to that stereotype, but then I started witnessing it. The bitch is a psycho. I have an order of protection against the bitch because she went as far as harassing and stalking me. So it comes down to it. So this is, and then me being in my situation, seeing friends in their situation, always advocating, I started educating myself and realizing that it could go either way. It could happen to anyone. And we need to stop that. So it kind of bothered me because if I was in that situation with that Asian couple, I would have reported the cops. I would have called their CEO. I would have reported them to CCRB, because by their patrol guide and procedure, if it was it an NYPD cop?
It's NYPD, yeah.
Yeah, as per patrol guide and procedures, they are trained for domestic violence situations. They were
Mhm.
supposed to separate them. They were supposed to speak to you. You were supposed to tell them that you saw photos. They were supposed to see that, witness that, because the woman had evidence of the abuse, and they were supposed to call either a translator or a Asian speaking. We don't know if they're Chinese, so I'm saying Asian
Yeah.
speaking officer. And I'm pretty sure there was an Asian speaking officer. But unfortunately, these are the cops that I always speak against because they're an embarrassment to what law enforcement should be, um being a part of the community. And I know they were trained for that situation, and just because they were lazy or they didn't want to do the paperwork, they just fucking let it go. But God forbid that man killed that woman at that point,
Yep.
and you would have came forward, hey, I called the cops earlier. These are why these conversations need to happen. These are why people need to start pushing those narratives that have been set in place, whether it's by our colonizers or by whoever think that controls society in itself. um it's I don't know how long it took you to come forward as a survivor. I know it's taken me years. I know the first 4 years were the most difficult. I couldn't have the conversation. I couldn't even admit, like, even just admitting earlier today with you on this conversation, It's something that people don't understand, or like my brain can't even comprehend it still. And it took me 4 years to try to figure myself out. It took a lot of tattooing. I could tell you that.
Yeah. Listen, I'm getting my tattoo therapy very soon.
So, like when you told me I'm getting a tattoo, I was like, I feel that in my soul.
Mm-hmm.
um, it it took. Listen, I know I'm a beautiful woman, but after what I went to, I didn't feel beautiful. I felt like my career was taken to me. My sense of security was taken to me. I didn't feel right in my head. I thought I prepared myself for every situation. So the first 4 years were the most difficult. Around the fifth year, seventh, sixth year, I started realizing having that conversation with somebody that I felt comfortable with, whether it was my therapist or a counselor or a good close friend of mine's, I was able to build up. And it wasn't until I hit that 10-year mark that I could have this conversation the way I am, that pushed me into advocating. It took me to going in, changing my legal field that I was in, and focusing on sex trafficking and sexual assault and domestic violence in the personal injury side of things, in the civil side of it. Um, and speaking to other survivors and hearing them and seeing, like, one of my former clients, she's a survivor of sex trafficking, and she's a fucking powerful horse. She got out of it, she was saved, she took it, she got her degree from NYU, and now she created Urban Indigenous Foundation that's based here in New York City. And she speaks about, other than how we've been colonized and they've tried to make us disappear and try to victimize, Native Americans on a daily basis and try to whitewash everything. But she also speaks on, surviving and overcoming it, and how a lot of sex traffickers go on to reservations and steal these girls and steal these women. And, this is where this um, murder, murder and missing Indigenous women and children situation comes in. And she's a big advocate for that. And she was an inspiration to me. And I'm older than her. But to see her overcome it in such a way, and that she's used it as her therapy, I said, you know what? I'm going to take a page from her book. And I've been doing it. And I've been focusing on it. And I've been speaking up. And honestly, I don't care. And I say it all the time. This podcast is not for views. This podcast is to have these type of conversations, to have fun, because we've had a fun conversation. But now we're having that serious conversation that people don't get to hear. Here you are, a survivor of domestic violence as a Black man. When people think Black men, they think strength, not was soft. You guys don't have soft side. You guys are not emotional. You see this big, strong, Black, and that's what the culture is about too. But here you are, a superhero in my sense, speaking out against something that people don't think happens. And you've written one book, you're writing another book on it, and it's focused on just mental health.
Yeah, so I turn a lot of my pain into poetry. From when I was a signed musician to, just now changing avenues, doing poetry slams, spoken word, all of that. So it's going to again dive into, honestly, it's diving into what I feel and how things are portrayed to me because of my mental illnesses, and how these the for people that don't understand what it's like to have BPD, the best way I always explain it.
Please explain.
BPD is borderline personality disorder. So, unlike personality disorder, where people kind of shift into a completely different person, borderline personality disorder is not a mental disorder that can be genetically passed. It is so much trauma to the point where your brain has now compartmentalized so much and now regulates your emotions to the finite of changes. Um, the best way that like I can explain it is w- people with like borderline personality disorder don't have just a happy and a sad. We have a overjoyous and a oh my god, I'm gonna off myself. Like there is no calm. There's always just a storm. Um So like I've had to explain to my friends that like genuinely when I'm just like super excited to see them, it's not like I'm overdoing it or like acting up. It's this is like just like how my brain is wired. If I'm not in a baseline, completely like keeping my emotions monotone, I need to stay at that constant high because if I disassociate and I drop to that low, there's if I don't have my person, I need to find my way to come back because there's no one that's going to be able to help me. It's also one of the borderline personality disorder is actually also known as one of the hardest mental illnesses to live with. That is one of like I think the top three causes of suicide because of just how painful the emotions come. Uh, Sadness feels like knives in your heart. Losing your favorite person is like your entire world just crumbled and now you're just free falling while suffocating. Like there's so much that goes into how it affects your day to day. So trying to explain more of like how being granted the gift of BPD plus having ADHD and trying to navigate being like a regular human basically because most of the time we feel like aliens.
Um, I felt that in my soul. Um, I've never heard of it before, and I've actually studied mental health, but there's a lot of new studies that have been coming out. Now, did this you made the perfect this is not a genetic thing. Did this come about after the domestic violence?
Um, Honestly, I think it came I think it was definitely early stages. Um, love my mother now very much. I say that because my mother is a narcissist if she even if she doesn't want to admit it or not. Um, her narcissistic tendencies plus my father's very black and white love because and I say this and I again I love my parents to death. I want everybody to understand that I had a very who doesn't have a rough upbringing with whoever
It's
their
life,
parental exactly like
especially when you're from different generations.
exactly. So, you know, now I understand, but they definitely started the track of giving me borderline personality disorder. If I did something wrong, it was a harsh punishment. It was taking away my stuff. It was like you know, it was whatever a Caribbean parent would give you. But then the next day here's like a gift, here's this, here's that. So it was very at a young age, do as you're told, get rewarded or get beat, you know? And then having a narcissistic mother that kind of makes you feel like you're crazy doesn't help when you're trying to understand the black and white that's given to you. I think it fully took over my life during my basically I say 10 years, it was 8 years of emotional, mental, physical, spiritual abuse. Um, and I think that's what just genuinely made me crack to then have to I lost my 20s basically to then try and understand myself but in trying to understand myself, I had to also unlearn a lot of things that were like put onto me. And that's not easy when you don't know what you have to unlearn because you no longer have people around to talk to
because you were isolated basically. So
because of
you lost
isolation.
everything. And trying to get those people back and explaining the situation, they never understand it and they kind of victimize you all over again. Is
Yes.
kind of concept. And I feel like these are why these types of conversations need to happen, because in this day and age of a lot of misinformation or
Mhm.
wrongfully interpreted information is out there, and there's more information about nonsense than the proper stuff that you need to do. I think it was funny, Dawn today sent me a video of a group of people throwing snowballs at a law enforcement. And the caption on the video was New Yorkers or people in New York throwing snowballs at ICE agents. Now, if you are from New York and you see the video, that is not New York City. If
Mhm.
you pay attention to the video, the car that passes by, that is not a New York City license plate. And then the third being, ICE agents do not wear that type of uniform. And then the fourth being, they are not speaking English. And in New York, I think we take swings before we throw snowballs.
Yeah. We're not throwing snowballs.
we're we're a
We're not throwing
special kind
snowballs.
of breed. So like that was like the perfect example of anyone that doesn't know New York would actually believe it,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I think it's an actual study that's known that a lot of people watch the reels that they watch on social media without sound, because I know I do it sometimes.
I do it. I definitely do it.
So if they didn't know, they're actually believing this is happening.
Mhm.
And I feel like this is what the poisonous daily is for. I don't know if you got to hear the episodes before this, episode 5, where I am actually discussing uh seasonal justice, basically
Mm.
discussing how survivors basically are only superheroes and have to relive their story over and over again to kind of be heard, but and everyone's supportive. And then like when the numbers are not there, or it's not a charity event, or it's not like a podcast, no one cares. So
Yeah.
basically that was that conversation. I even spoke about how there's a group of cosplayers that wear cultural flags or country flags, but when it's time to have that conversation about advocating for those countries, they don't do it. They only put that flag on their cosplay for the clout and
Mhm.
the following. So that was the conversation I had last episode. Basically, hitting these hard topics is what I feel is best, and this is what I want to do. Being what I've gone through, especially what you've gone through, I don't think you've heard it enough, and I have to say I applaud you. And I am proud of the person you've become. You're an amazing person. You've always been. And actually hearing this for you, I already thought you were amazing. And now having to hear that you are a survivor and you're open about it and you are having those conversations, you're putting in the work to help others and advocating basically for others, or giving some type of proper way of being a proper role model. This man is a role model that young men and young women should look up to, or however you identify, because of the simple fact is he is generally wants to help somebody and put the proper information in. And I applaud you for that. And I am
Thank you.
so proud of you. And
Thank
I am humbled. I'm even more humbled knowing your story. So when are we expected to get this second book?
That's a good question. I have about I'm doing another poetry. I do enjoy writing poetry since I haven't touched music in a very long time. Um I would like to release it probably in like the third quarter of 2026. Um but there's there's a lot of things that I kind of want to also get into the works for 2026. 2025 and 2024 were very, very rough years. I think everyone was feeling how rough the past 2 years were, to the point we started 2025 with people saying like, can we just jump to 2026? um so
Made the best of 2025's fuckery as much as possible.
I did the same, but like, there's certain
I
there's
I
certain
can't
areas.
I can't complain because 2025 I joined the Misfits in 2024, I believe, or yeah, I've been with the Misfits for a year. I joined the Misfits towards the end of 2024, if I remember correctly. And just 2025 alone, and then doing the cons and coming forth with my cosplay, I guess I made 2025 special. Other than the fuckery that's going on, I wouldn't have met you. Um, Origins of Play. We pulled our sponsor, Ultimate Wireless, and Origins of Play. So I think we've made the best of the fuckery. That's the best way to call it. This fuckery. I kind of ignore the news because I don't want to hear it
Oh
anymore.
man, I haven't watched the news in forever. Oh Jesus, don't even get me
I
started on
I
that
I
one.
I like sometimes when I like just put on 10-10 wins, just that's the only thing I really listen
Wow, I haven't heard that in a hot minute. 10-10 wins. Holy shit.
to.
God
Oh,
damn.
so I hate when they hit like the other conversations that I don't want to hear. I just want
Yeah,
to
holy
blank it
shit.
out. Like, can we get Thanos and just go for
Jesus, yeah.
just a certain group of people, just a snap with for a certain group. And I think everything will be great. We don't need them to come back. Just
Yeah.
leave them in the bloop. Um, but I guess you make the best of it. We are looking forward to 2026, especially now. I know the Misfits are definitely looking, I myself, Dawn, and the rest of the Misfits are looking forward to it now with these cons and mixed experience. I have to share this comment with you. So, Ultimate Wireless said, I've known Taka for a few years and I've seen your growth, maturity, and I love how you take care of your parents. I am very proud of you, brother.
Thank you.
So we're all proud of you.
Thank you.
But I don't think it's a rush when it comes to creativity. And I've been writing a book since 2000. No, I started it as a documentary, but because it was going to be too long with all the information that I was putting in, I turned it into a book. And I have been writing it for, wow, almost 7 years.
Mm.
And every time I think I'm done, I get to add something to it. And it's it's something that I plan on focusing on. I have like 3 chapters left and I kind of wanna release it. But I know when it comes to writing, the way our brains works, I don't have what you have, but I have PTSD. We have our triggers. We have our moments. Um, the reason why you say you need your person. My person is my husband. So sometimes he's there with me, not just for security reasons, um, because my husband is my security. And if I don't have my husband, it's my dad, or someone that I can trust. Uh, but not having him sometimes, especially, he's probably the only one that could calm me down with a trigger.
Yeah.
It's hard. Um, People, I don't know if it happens to you sometimes, cons do become overwhelming. I know I got very sick at New York Comic Con that I had to separate myself from everyone because I don't know what happened. I don't know if I was triggered or something, but it came to a point that I got physically sick with how overwhelmed. And then I'm also a very spiritual person. I'm also a very empathetic person. I have good intuition. And then sometimes I feel like I pick up other people's energies and it just fucks with mine. So
Yeah.
I it fucks with you. Like, and I think that's what happened at New York Comic Con. Like I had to separate myself. It was amazing. I don't know how I found this seat alone away from everybody. And I just sat there just breathing. And then I had to call my husband to calm me down.
Yeah.
And it's like something you kind of need. It's like you said, it's a journey. You have to refine yourself. You have to rewire your brain. But this is what makes you stronger. And I I've also noticed in the cause community, not the so much I've been noticing the clickiness. I see
Mhm.
there's a
Yep.
clickiness in certain
Yep.
teams. Um and some of them have that schoolgirl attitude, the mean girl attitude that you want to
Yep.
slap the shit out of some of them. I've
Mhm.
witnessed that. Um, or as Don calls the person that I'm thinking about, the colonizer. That's what Don calls her, the colonizer. um, I've seen that clickiness. Listen, I play nice with everybody. I call it
Yep.
how I see it. I'm very empathetic. I'm very humble. I am also that person that if I get bad energy off of you, I will not talk to you. I will act like you don't exist. But then if I also meet a person that like you get that hesitant energy, but it's not that bad energy, like you could talk to them, but you can't fuck with them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I could say hi to you, we could have this conversation, but I can't trust you. I'll
Yeah.
be nice, I'll be cordial. Or you'll have people that they come off one way and then you find out their real self. I'll still fuck with you. I'll
Mhm.
still say hi to you, but I'm not gonna trust you. We not that cool. So if I see you get slapped
Yep.
in the face, I'm gonna look that way. Kind of concept. Um, but I've also noticed that there's a lot of cosplayers that have mental disabilities. Not in the sense of us that we have I have PTSD, you have what you have. Like, I'm talking about they're on the spectrum side
Yep.
of the mental disability. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I fucking love it. I think they're fucking amazing. I think they're amazing people. I find them highly intelligent. I find them to be the most sweetest. I'll sit there and have a conversation with them all day. I just love they have
Yeah.
this beautiful heart and this beautiful energy that is just like, oh my god, why can't people be more amazing like you? So I'm not saying in that sense. I've just noticed it a lot more doing these cons. You being like you're the OG, is it a big thing? Do a lot of them do this because this is the only place they could feel like some part of society? Because I know society isolates them and don't treat them like they're normal people. To me, they're normal people, but I was raised differently. I was told people like that are closer to God and you always have to treat them better and they're just as good as you are. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just a lot more special. Um so that's what I was told. And I've worked with people, I've seen people, I've done a lot of charity work, and I've learned the more and more I get to meet people like that, I see how more amazing they are. But I've noticed there's a larger group of people on the spectrum doing cosplay. Is that something that is always seen? Or do you know why they do it?
I think I think with how inclusive
Mhm.
cosplay is and how welcoming, uh, in the general sense, how welcoming the convention scene can be, it is very easy to have these people just come into a what is a safe space or what should be a safe space. um One thing that like I always loved is all of my friends always tell me how safe they feel, or they'll send their friends over to me because they know that they're in a safe area. And I think that's also like I've met so many people that have like you guys, like your first few cons. I've met people with it's their very first con, and they're just like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know who I'm meeting. And I'm just like, yeah, well, this is what we do. We're just nerds. Like at the end of the day, everybody's human. And I think what people really got to do, and I'm gonna talk for the convention scene, is just remember at the end of the day, once you take off your cosplay, you're still a regular person. Like there's no difference between you and me. So like know what your boundaries are, ask people to respect your boundaries, and if they don't, then keep pushing. But if you find somebody that's new and lost to the scene, like include them because you were once there. Like going to Hallmat and not having a hotel room, not having my car in the show, not having a bunch of people look for me. Like I became that normie again. Not saying there's anything wrong with like having a regular badge and whatnot, but I became that regular badge wearing normie. And I became that person where nobody was looking for me. I wasn't a part of the show. I wasn't doing anything for the show. And I just like at one point I just sat there and I'm just looking around, and it's just like you said, it's very clicky. Everything has become so clicky that people don't want to have a conversation with a random person in cosplay. People don't want to talk to people. They just kind of want to go to this event with this set of people, take whatever pictures or do whatever TikTok dance they want, and then go back to their room to do the same thing that they were gonna do at home, but now in a hotel room with their friends. And that's it.
So they're
So
not experiencing the con to its full extent,
they're
basically.
not. And I mean, everybody experiences everything in a different way, but not to get sidetracked. It's, you know, again, just remember when you were that person that first went to a convention and like you didn't know how to make friends. Don't be, don't let somebody that's first time feel like they were ostracized because they didn't know how to just say like, "Hey, I like your cosplay," or anything like that.
I hear you, and I had to ask because you do, like me, I'm the person that I walk in and it's just the way my brain is wired.
Mm.
I map out my whole location. I find exits, entrances. Like that's how my brain works. I if we went clubbing, I was the mama goose. Like the moment we walk into club, I stay there and I'm like scanning the whole building. Okay, there's an exit there, there's an exit there, the bathroom's there. So I observe everything. I'm a big observer. And I noticed this. And I love it because you're right. It's a very safe space for a lot of these people. And it's very inclusive. And I guess that's why I see more of them. And I feel like they get to be themselves. And and I think that's why I love cosplay even more. Because it's like, because unfortunately, we live in a society that mistreats them. They don't
Yeah.
see them for who they really are. And they're constantly judged. They're fakely treated nicely. It's not a genuine thing. Like, I'm probably sure if, or perfect example, they'll come up to you, you'll have a whole fucking conversation, invite them to the party, be like, hey, what are you doing for lunch? Like,
Yeah.
or they'll ask you questions and you share that. And I will do the same thing, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the misfits will do the same thing. So it's that. Um but they don't get to meet a lot of people in their regular day. And I love seeing it, and it melts my heart, my black heart. It really does, and that's rare to do. But I had to ask, and I think you explained it perfectly. And it's because they get to be themselves, and people don't see them for what everybody sees them for on a daily basis. And I think that's why I love cosplay. I'm pretty sure that's why you love it even more, other than your talents and your love for your fan. So we have a second book. You've made a big move to Florida, and you're coming up with new projects. You put it out there that you do music. So I'm like, I thought, like, I don't know. I'm starting to think I have ADHD sometimes, because I'm going a mile a minute. I can't shut off my brain when I go to sleep. Like, I have to bore myself to sleep.
Ooh, that's difficult for me. I have insomnia, so like trying to get to sleep just doesn't work. Like I'll be there and I will lay down and just it just will not. I just cannot.
You know what my new thing now is, playing word solitaire and mahjong. Yeah,
Ooh, mahjong is good.
that puts me to
Mahjong is
sleep.
good. What? Oh, I'll sit there and I will love some mahjong. Ooh,
That's the
ooh,
only. It's because I guess since I'm
ooh.
thinking and focusing only on that, my brain is slowly turning off.
Ye-
When I first started, I was like, "Oh my god, I love this," and I stood up. But like after a while, it relaxed me in that sense. It was like relaxing my senses. But the other one that puts me to sleep is, it's called word solitaire. So you have to match, like,
You do too
the
many word
topic.
games.
The topic will be like zoo. So like you'll get like a whole bunch of zoo animal names and stuff like that. So you have to
No.
categorize. So that's what puts me to sleep. So,
I don't play Scrabble because I can't
oh, I
spell,
can't do
and you over
Scrabble.
here
I can't do
doing
Scrabble.
word games.
I can't do Scrabble. I could do matching. I need to shut my brain off. So, like, how am I going to shut my brain off? I'm not going to get up and read medical records at 3 in the morning. That's the only other way I fall asleep.
You're better than me.
Trust me, when I'm at work and I have to read medical records, and I'm talking about thousands and thousands of pages of medical records, there's a point that I'm like,
Listen, you want to know how I get to sleep? I go on my phone and I start editing videos, and I'll just be like,
see,
okay,
no, I can't do that. I will see, if I start a project and I start editing, I am not going to go to sleep or finish until that video is finished. Okay? So I can't do that. I need to do it another way. So if I'm hitting creativity levels, I stay up. I have to bore myself to sleep. Or if it gets really, really bad, I put Marilyn Manson on and I go to sleep.
see, nope, doesn't work. I just start creating, or I'll start looking through like other posts, and I'm just like, oh, I could do a post like that. And I'll get ideas and I'll start writing them down. And I'll just be like, yeah,
See,
that.
that's why I said,
Just
if it says if it hits that creative mark, I won't go to sleep. But
uh
I truly appreciate you, Dante. I look forward, as you're always welcome on the Poisonous Daily whenever. I can't wait to see you at the next con. It's gonna be a fun year.
it
2020,
is. It is.
2026 is gonna be a very fun year. So when does your con season start? I know mine starts in March.
Technically, my con season starts in January. Like my con season doesn't end.
Okay.
Like January has Magfest, it has
That's the one at the Gaylord
yes,
in Maryland. Okay.
yes. So
I
it's
should be
that.
supposed to just go. My best friend lives
Yeah,
like an hour away from there. She lives in White
do
Plains,
it.
Maryland. I wish it was so easy. It's not that easy.
So you got that. You have SetsuCon. I have
So this is
convention.
just January. So it's MagFest,
It's
SetsuCon.
MagFest. So MagFest and then SetsuCon is the end of January into February. Then it's KatsuCon. You have Geek Fest. You have
Ooh, where's Geek Fest at?
Geek Fest is New Jersey.
Oh, that's not too far.
Yeah, I'll send you the info on that one. And
I've never even
they do it at a
wait,
dude ranch now.
a
So it's like
dude
outside.
ranch, like
Yeah.
with horses, like a
Yeah,
dude.
like you'll
I
see
haven't been
people
to it.
like doing.
I
Yep.
would just want to go horseback riding. That's just me.
So
I haven't been to a dude ranch since like my high school senior trip.
yeah, I'll send you the info on that one because I got to get the
So
cars
okay,
together for
it's
that.
called Geek Fest.
It's called South Jersey Geek
Geek
Fest.
Fest.
Yes,
Okay.
South Jersey
And,
Geek
and
Fest.
and I'm gonna have to pick on Damien. Damien, why is Ultimate Wireless not a sponsor of Geek Fest? um, like, can we get so you already start? Like, are you done for December, or do you have more cons in December?
um, so technically, Hallmat is like before Christmas, so that technically is supposed to close out my year. But now that I'm out in
Florida.
Florida, Prime, it's not a convention, but Prime is doing like a New Year's Eve thing. So I
Oh,
might
okay.
be at that if I can like zoom over there. It's like a 2 hour drive on New Year's, like old
That's
New Year's
hard.
Day. So yeah. So like
That's hard.
we're playing around with that. But yeah, my season honestly doesn't really end when you travel. Like you're just it's a show every weekend. Now with me being out here, I just have to kind of get my name back
Okay.
into the running. But I mean,
So
even
you're like
today,
starting from scratch right now.
basically, kinda, but it doesn't feel like that because I've done this for so long. Like even today, I was talking to this DJ, and he's the DJ for this like Pokemon event, and I was like, I got a Pokemon car, and he was like, oh yeah, just hit
Are
these
you
people up
serious? There's a
and just
Pokemon event?
yeah, it's like a Pokemon.
I
So
don't
then I was just
know.
like,
Now there's
mm,
Pokemon DJs. I mean, I met a Power Ranger DJ, and I'm like, why didn't I know about this when I was
uh-huh,
DJing? And now there's a Pokemon DJ. What am I
yep,
missing?
yep.
What am I
So
missing? Oh, so Ultimate Wireless and Damien says, well, Geek Fest is too small. It doesn't fall to Ultimate Wireless standards. So I guess I'm just gonna have to wait to experience that one.
so funny. They do it twice a year, so
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
there you go.
So
That's funny.
there's a Pokemon event in Florida. You gotta love
Yeah,
Florida.
there's a Pokemon thing going on over here. You also have the Pokemon event out it's at Cherry Street Pier. It's called Poke Pier.
Where's that?
Um,
Where's Cherry Street in New York City?
no, Cherry Street Pier in Philly.
Oh, okay.
It's by the Elizabeth Bridge that connects New Jersey to PA.
Yes, and
Um,
there's an aquarium across the street. I've
around
been
there,
to that
yeah.
aquarium. I like that aquarium. They actually have
So
really good beer over there. Their beer garden's really cute. I haven't been there for a while. It makes me want to just go.
there you go. Now you have a reason.
But I've been dying for a Philly cheesesteak, so might as well just go to get
Kill
um
like three birds with one stone.
I know, right? But it's actually cute. You could park there in Jersey and take
Mhm.
a ferry across instead of crossing the bridge.
Ooh, I didn't know they had it for
There's
that
a
one.
little ferry right in front of the thing, and we were going to do it and go over and get cheesesteaks and stuff like that. But then this freaking thunderstorm downpour happened, and we just ran to the car.
Oof. That's
So,
funny.
okay, so there's a Pokemon event in Philly. I know. Are
Yeah,
you going to Go Rangers? Is it? Oh,
go
geez.
Ranger Station.
Lady J's. I'm probably saying it wrong.
Yes.
Yes. Go
Ladies Day event. I think it's Go Go Ranger Station.
Ranger
That one's
Station.
Go Go Ranger
Ranger
Station, and then
Station.
there's
Are
like
you going
another.
to that one? It's in Philly. It's
It's
gonna
in
be in a
Philly.
casino.
So just so everybody knows, this is not a sponsored message, but if anybody likes flying, Frontier until April,
They brought out the pass again.
they brought out that, yeah,
Again, because I
they
know
brought out
Don bought it in this year,
the
and then it
Wild Pass
stopped.
sign up for
So
like
it's back.
flying and everything. It's back, yeah. Go Wild Pass, all you can fly annual sale. It's
Oh, I'm
going
gonna have to
on.
get it. I don't mind flying. I could be bougie. That's why I got Delta American Express
Yeah,
card,
listen,
but
I don't
Delta
know.
doesn't go everywhere. I'm sorry. Some of these places are really small.
I'm just
Like, no
gonna.
offense, Delta. I do love you. I appreciate you.
I don't
I
know if it's
haven't.
gonna let me, but there you go. If you wanted to look at it, there you go. Just threw it in the chat for you.
Um. So it is. I'm a Frontier.
Yeah, it's with Frontier. I know people don't like Frontier, but listen, for four
Listen,
hundred
I heard.
dollars,
I've hadn't heard. Okay, listen. As long as it's not Spirit Airlines, I really don't care. Okay, I
yeah,
can't. Okay, so there's only. I think 2.5. It depends on my mood. Definitely can't fly American Airlines. That is like PTSD for me. I
Mhm.
lived in New York City. My father's a first responder. Those took down my favorite buildings.
Yep,
So
yep.
you tell me American Airlines, I'm like, no,
Mhm.
absolutely not. And then Spirit. United, I had a really bad experience with them. And it
Ooh,
just fucking sucked for me. Um, I love JetBlue, but they've been fucking up, so I went to
yeah.
Delta, and I like Southwest Airlines. Uh,
Southwest is good.
the only thing I don't like about Southwest, with certain locations, you have to do connecting flights, and that just fucking kills me.
Ew.
So like if I fly to Orlando, I have to like fly somewhere. Like I could fly straight to Orlando, but flying back from Orlando to New York, I have to fly to like Michigan and then Michigan to New York. That's a killer. Um, but I do like them. I loved Hawaiian Airlines. That was amazing.
Mhm.
Um, but I've never really heard any complaints about Frontier Airlines.
It's
Everyone's
just a
like,
small airline. Like that's all that it is.
I
It's
feel
just
like, come on, $19 one way. I just like pulled it up and it said $19.
yeah. It's a
Like,
small
I'll take
airline.
freaking $19 one way anywhere.
It's they
So
do
they
what they
have a
can.
new, oh, the Go Wild Pass. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's not bad. Definitely
400
gonna be
like $400 for that. That's a good deal.
and it says fly. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be promoting this Frontier until unless you plan on sponsoring me. We'll do it. We'll talk about it all day. I'll take all the freaking
Hell
flights.
yeah.
Um, Southwest left Newark. Why? I'm gonna have to ask
Damn.
my friend. My bestie is actually a union rep for Southwest Airlines and a flight attendant. I'm gonna have to ask it. Well, they fly out of LaGuardia, so and I know they're not leaving LaGuardia. LaGuardia Airport. Have you been to the new LaGuardia Airport?
I haven't been to the new one.
It's really nice. They did a very good job with it. So you are doing this. There's a Pokemon event in Florida. I guess there's more events in Florida. What part of Florida are you in now?
I'm in Orlando. So
Oh,
like
okay. My
I'm
cousin
close
lives in
to
Orlando.
yeah, I'm right by Universal. So
Actually,
yeah.
my main timeshare is right across the street from the convention center, down the block from
Ooh,
Epic Universe. So, like from our
nice.
when we were doing, we got to see them building. So
Nice.
I know exactly where you are. Uh, definitely, you are in an area that it's really nice, and they've been building it up. Have you
They
gone to the
haven't.
new Universal?
I haven't gone to the new Universal. My so fun fact, uh my my favorite person, she's actually the because you were talking about Star Wars, she designed a lot of the Star Wars and Avatar set at like
Are you
yeah,
serious? She's a
yeah.
Disney Imagineer.
She's not an Imagineer, but she does do so.
She
Like,
works.
of course, my person is gonna be the person that does the same thing that I do. So, like, she's
Oh my
amazing at
god,
what
that's
she
so cute.
does.
So you guys work together on things.
We've worked together before. When we were back in PA, we worked together, and then she has helped. Like, she's done the art for my car. So the Tifa and the Jerry. She has a couple more designs that she has to do, but yeah, no, she's it's funny. We the way that we speak about it, the way she speaks about it is I do all like the kid friendly stuff, and she does all the like
Adult
chemical
friendly.
and yeah, all the chemical
Ours can't
stuff.
be adult friendly.
And I'm just like, you know what? That's fine. But she's
Listen,
amazing. She's
that's
amazing
the
what she
yin to
does.
your yang. Come on.
Yeah.
I guess I can kind of agree with it. My husband's a lot nicer than me. He is. He is. He is so calm. He is so relaxed. I'm the one that will lose my shit. I come with bitch face all the time, 24/7. He's like so nice. I'm not approachable, but he is. But
That's so
I've
funny.
seen the Avatar. I've been to Pandora
Hmm.
and it's fucking amazing. I've been to Galaxy's Edge in Orlando, and it's fucking awesome. So, bravo to her. She did a good job. She
Yeah,
made
she's
me feel
amazing
like
with
I
that.
was in Star Wars. I got emotional there. I love fucking with the I was fucking with the stormtroopers. I asked them if they could see out of their masks, and they said yeah, and I said then why can't you shoot on target? So yeah, leave it to me.
Why are you messing with the blind people? You know they can't see. They got blindfolds on.
Then I realized then it was funny because I forgot I had like my little rebel pin on my thing,
Ah, that's funny.
and Kylo Ren just like looked me up and down, and I was like, "What the fuck I do to you?" And then I realized I had the pin. I actually like Kylo Ren. No offense. But and then my son, we went to go see Darth Vader and take a picture with him, and it's funny when my son calls me, it's Darth Vader's march. So
Dun, 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 dun.
exactly. So when my son calls me, that's what plays. And then like
That's
when he texts me, it's BB-8. My son decided to call my phone as Darth Vader is walking to us. So all you hear is dun dun
dun,
dun dun.
dun.
I wanted to kill him. I was like, really? The worker was like, oh, and I just, I'm like, oh my god.
He did that on purpose. He
Yeah,
did that on purpose.
he embraced his mom's asshole move.
That's funny.
But I can't wait to see you. I don't think when am I
Yes.
going to see you? It's so I
Oh
know
man.
you're going to go. You're not obviously. Are you doing 90s Con?
Yes, 90s con. I love 90s con. Like
Okay.
being able to do like the slime machine and see the old CTVs and
What
just
do you
like
mean a claw machine?
no, the slime machine from like Nickelodeon.
They have the slime machine.
Sherman and I got slimed our first year going there. Yes, they got the slime machine. I don't know if they still gonna bring it back, but like this video of me and Sherman just getting slimed. Yeah,
I
we
don't want
we
to get
we
slime, but that is
they put
like
you
a
in a
big deal.
poncho.
No, we are not getting slime in any of my cosplay. I think I would die. Um, Don just said that's crazy. Don was quiet for a while. You said slime machine. Don appeared.
Yeah, see, Don understand.
Don appeared. Don appeared. I'm
Yeah,
getting
let's
slimed. He said
go.
it. He said he wants to get slimed. Don
Yes.
actually at New York Comic Con, I forgot what game it was. It was one of the ninja games that you got to take a katana with red paint and make your own shirt, like it's blood spatter.
Ooh.
Don did it at New York Comic Con. I actually filmed it when he did it. It was actually pretty cool. Oh,
Oh, Ninja
the
Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden. So
Nice.
they picked up a katana. The katana had the paint blood on it, and you got to, and you see him with the.
That's so cool.
So I guess that Don is gonna get slimed at 90s Con. So
Nice.
Don, you're gonna have to bring an extra outfit to get slimed, I guess. So they got a slime machine. We don't know if they're bringing it back. I know it's about Hocus Pocus this year too because they got half of the cast from Hocus Pocus, and I'm a big
Yep.
Hocus Pocus fan. So that pushed me to go a little bit more because I'm a big Hocus Pocus fan. But then, you didn't get to hear about Christmas Con with Don.
Ooh, what did Don do for Christmas Con?
Don got to meet his childhood crush and he turned red. And I'm
Ooh.
talking about super red.
Ooh, who's the childhood crush? What?
Winnie.
How
Wonder
old
Years.
Winnie now?
Winnie look good for her age. And
Oh.
Winnie's mama looks good too.
Ooh. Damn, Don. Damn.
Like, we were sitting there having a conversation, straight up having a conversation, and I'm just like nonchalant. And Damien's like, "Oh, Winnie's here." And I'm like, "Who the fuck is Winnie?" And he's like, "Winnie Cooper." And Don's like, "You're lying." So serious. He's like, "Really? Where? Can we meet her?" And I'm like, "Why is okay?"
My man.
You see the cheeks starting to turn red. Since I was dressed as the Grinch, I was introduced first to Miss Winnie Cooper. Okay. And she started talking to us about her movie, and I glimpsed, and his cheeks just keep getting redder.
Oh my God.
So then her mom goes, "Oh my God, you should take a picture of her holding your flyer." And she was like, "Oh my God, that was so big." And I'm on her Instagram, by the way, me holding her movie flyer dressed as the Grinch. And then she was like, "Oh, let's take a selfie." And Don got in right behind us and took a selfie. We all took a selfie with Winnie Cooper. And we said our goodbyes. And as we are leaving, Don's cheeks were redder than Rudolph's nose. Okay.
Damn, bro.
He was
Damn.
so red. I'm talking about so red. And I don't think we're going to let this go until something else happens to someone else or
Oh my
Don does something else. Because I was so talking about childhood crushes. My crush is also going to be at 90s Con. One of my childhood crushes.
Ooh.
Oh, Damien says his new nickname now is Rudolph.
Rudolph is his nickname. I love that.
So Don's new nickname is Rudolph. See, Don, I'm not going to turn red like you. I know how to not turn red like that.
I know.
I'm going to meet AJ McLean, and I'm going to have a smile from here to here. But after we leave Mr. McLean, I will be there like it's nothing else, okay? Now, if it's Donnie Wahlberg, I might turn red. Listen, I didn't speak to my dad for a week because he met Donnie Wahlberg and told me he didn't know. Like, one, Daddy,
he didn't know.
You bought all my new kids on the block, bed sheets,
God.
curtains, the dolls, the cassette tape, okay, the t-shirts, and we watched Blue Bloods together. And he was filming an episode in Blue Bloods, and you got to meet him, and you didn't call me, but you called me for some stupid ass other ass actors. I want to meet Donnie.
Didn't know. Oh my God.
That was the answer. He didn't know. I did not talk to my dad for a whole week. So yeah,
That's
my first
funny.
childhood crush is Donnie Wahlberg. Big new kids on the block band. And then my second boy band was Backstreet Boys. And everyone probably would thought like I was a Brian or Kevin. No, it was AJ McLean. The tattoos, the island. I don't know. I like A-line for him. That I had a big ass poster of him in my walk-in closet. Like
you had the whole Helga shrine.
Damien, don't tell me that. I'm coming as the Phantom of the Opera just for that. Okay? I'm coming. Let's see if it just in case no one is watching, or if they do watch, I'm only dressing up as the Phantom of the Opera because if you guys don't know your Backstreet Boys, when they did the music video, his character was the Phantom of the Opera. Don, you I know you're gonna have your camera ready, but I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna be as red as you were, Rudolph.
Rudolph is a crazy nickname now.
Yeah, I didn't come up with that. Ultimate Wireless did. Coming to you live from Christmas Con 2025 is Rudolph, aka Don Manuel presents. Just show him Winnie Cooper, and you'll see him turn red.
That's hilarious. You see, now I look at my celebrity crushes and I'm like, okay, my celebrity crushes, there was no like girl band that I was crazy about, but like when I look back, I have like
Well,
two very
TLC was kind of a girl band.
well, yeah, but like even with TLC, it wasn't like I didn't have a crush on them like that, like everybody else
Okay,
did.
so
Like
who was
everybody had
yours?
a so even in music, it was definitely Rihanna growing up, right?
Well, no, Rihanna wasn't in that the age generation that we're talking because you're close in age to us, so you're around that generation.
Yeah.
Rihanna wasn't back then. We're talking about like
If we're
90s,
talking about
90s.
even back then in the 90s, I didn't have like a female I
Oh,
didn't have a girl band
Ultimate
crush at
Wireless
all.
said his was Janet.
Janet Jackson.
Ew, he loves him some Miss Jackson.
So Janet Jackson.
I see it. I
Yeah.
freaking love Janet. You know who I loved and I thought was like a gorgeous, like her beauty and her voice is so endless. Sade.
Oh my God, Sade.
Oh, so did you turn red when you met her twice? How red did you turn?
We just putting everybody on blast out here.
You say
That's
he
crazy.
turned red. So wait, who was your 90s girl music band crush?
I don't have one. That's the crazy thing. There was like no band. Like I didn't even know the members of the
So
Pussycat Dolls.
Aaliyah,
Nope, didn't care.
TLC,
Nope,
Janet
no,
Jackson,
nope,
Pink, none,
nope, nope.
Evanescence, Amy Lee.
Oh, you know, Evanescent. Wait, I lied. Haley Williams.
Oh, look, we
Haley
found it.
Williams. Haley Williams.
There
Yep.
we go. All right.
Now that I think about it.
So actor wise, mine's out of all of them will be Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is even after his situation, I still a big Johnny Depp fan. Loved him, didn't believe all that nonsense. Um yeah, it would be Johnny Depp. Um I do like Brad Pitt, but not in that sense. Like my actor crush was Johnny Depp. I don't know. There was something about him. Plus, I'm a big Tim Burton fan, so he just
Are we
fits.
talking actors, just movie actors, or like TV show actors too?
TV shows. So, like, if I would have to say Slater from Mario Lopez was my only
Oh,
TV show.
yes.
Slater.
Okay,
If,
okay.
if we're talking TV show and we're talking 90 TV shows, I think the only one that I could say like I kind of had a little crush on was Slater. And I think it
Okay.
was because everyone else liked Zach. And I was just like,
So you
no.
went.
I
Mhm.
went Slater. And then I was like, I kind of felt bad for what was his name? Skeeter. Was it? No, Skeeter's Doug. Why am I saying Skeeter? Skeeter's Doug. Fuck, what was his name? Slater. No, was it? I forgot his name from whatever. Hot Mess Nest would co-sign about Haley. She loves
Yeah.
Haley.
See. Yes. I love
I
Haley Williams.
introduced Taki and Sherman to Mary. Oh, so you met
Yeah.
my childhood
Yeah.
TV sitcom.
Yeah. We got a couple of photos with him. You know.
I as an adult, like I like honestly question was like, why did I like him? He's so basic. Johnny Depp still looks amazing.
That's
No one
so
got nothing on
funny.
Johnny Depp. As Edward Scissorhands,
He was a good Edward
Jack
Scissorhands.
Sparrow, as Sweeney Todd. I was like, I don't care. Like you put Johnny Depp in it, I'm there.
I definitely love me. Johnny Depp is
That's
one of my favorite actors. I
he's an
understand.
amazing actor, but childhood actor crush was Johnny Depp. Big Johnny
Mm,
Depp fan. I
I
did
don't.
like, Brad Pitt, but I like Brad Pitt for his acting. Another 90s actor, I'm lying. My other My other childhood crush, and I got to share a change seat with him. Oh my god, how could I forget this amazing man? Oh, that's my and I had to play it off so well that I sat next to this amazing god of a
I
man,
need to know who this is.
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, you got to sit next. Ah. Oh, ooh. So I have a fun fact about Keanu Reeves. Well,
Thank you,
fun
MTA.
fun fact about like working with Keanu Reeves. I never worked with Keanu, but I used to make the comp cards for Sergio Della Vici. And if you know who Sergio Della Vici is, in John Wick 3, he is the guy that takes the iron prod and burns John Wick. And I was just like, damn, that's crazy. I used to make your comp cards and now you're burning one of my favorite actors. That's cool.
I actually when they did remember they did the Continental series.
Yes.
So they did a big promo thing in New York City. We went and we actually have the coins. You had to have the coins. You're given
Ooh.
a certain amount of coins. You're given a coin in like a protective plate to keep. But to buy your drinks, you're given a stack of coins. So your ticket was the stack paying for the stack of
Mm.
coins. Like you paid a little extra and you got a stack of coins, and it's the coins, the gold coins. And I kept two of them because I didn't use them all. I'm like,
Yeah.
it just didn't. And it was like going into the Continental during this whole series. Then we get questioned and leave it to me and my brother when we were on talking terms, joking around and causing trouble. uh so I actually have the coins, one of the coins on my office desk, and then I have the other one here, somewhere in here. And then my brother got me the John Wick patch. But I
Ooh.
love Keanu Reeves. Like that was my other childhood crush. And let me explain something to you. You know how it is taking
Okay.
the train in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Q train or the B train.
Okay. Okay.
And I sat there. So, the seats are like this and it's the window. So I'm sitting on the window side and he comes in and he sits down and I'm paying him no mind. And he was like, oh, hey, good morning. And my eyes, like I double take and my eyes went, I was like, play cool, play cool, play cool. Listening to my headphones, play cool. I'm sitting next to Keanu Reeves. So yeah, that was my only moment. Bro, and he was like, oh, thanks. Have a good day. And I'm like, so yeah, I had a Dawn moment, but no one was able to witness. And if you bring that man around me, I
Oh,
probably will have that moment again.
that's funny.
Yeah, so Keanu Reeves and Johnny Depp will probably be, and like I meet Donnie Wahlberg, you will probably get those reactions. Those three thing I've met reggaeton, possibly every reggaeton artist, rappers, DJs, all of them. I know them, and it's just like, hey, what up, and keep it moving,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't fangirl. Like I see them as normal people.
They're normal people at the end of the day.
They are normal people. Do I say, hey, what's up? Yeah. So, thank you for an amazing childhood. Thank you for being there. I had an amazing conversation with Busta Rhymes when I got to meet him. And he's so low key down to earth. One of my favorite people to meet was Busta Rhymes. Like, and the funny story was it was a club event and I was DJing and he was there and I had my own section, my own bottle and stuff like that. And his boys was going around to pick up girls to just like hang out with them. And he came to me and I looked at him and I was like, nah, I'm cool. I have my own bottle. And then the promoter was like, oh, hey, Busta Rhymes is here. And I went there and we started talking and all the hosts, he knows my father. And he was like, so he started vibing with me even more. And I was like, thank you for an amazing childhood. And we were just laughing, cracking jokes. And then his boy comes up. He's like, oh yeah, this is so and so. And he goes, yeah, I know her. She turned me down. She said she had her own bottle. He was like, well, can you blame her? Like he was
Oh my God.
so like down to earth, an amazing person, such a good person. I think another amazing person that's very down to earth too would have to be. I know people are gonna hate on me for this, but this is before his statement. Nicky Jam. Out of all the reggaeton artists that I've ever dealt with, and I dealt with Nicky before he became the Nicky everyone comes to love. I dealt with Nicky when he was a fat boy. Like I'm talking about when he was a fat boy.
You know him before everything, so it's
Yeah.
kind of.
So yeah, I met him before. Like he is so down to earth. Did he make a stupid comment now? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do I want to tell him shame on you? Yes. He'll probably laugh it off. But very down to earth, very humbling, amazing a person to work with. The same person that's amazing to work with would have been, I would have to say, I can't even. There's a couple of people that were great to work with, but then there's the people that you think they're great to work with, and you talk to other people that work with them, and you find out they're actually really fucked up.
Yeah, there's a lot of them in the industry.
So yeah, Don just reminded me, Screech. I thought there was one point like towards the end of the Saved by the Bell year, Screech kind of looked cute, or it was maybe me feeling bad for him. Like everyone's fucking hating.
You got this sympathy.
Yeah, Screech got the sympathy, but I literally was like, yeah, I'll go to 90s Con. They're doing a Hocus Pocus thing. It'll be nice to see you. Let me get some nostalgia. And then they put the announcement. AJ McLean. I was like, oh, I'm fucking going. Listen, the last time I saw that man in person, I was how old? And he was singing everybody on stage at Madison Square Garden. So I am looking forward to 90s Con. Are you going to get Rudolph? Absolutely not. No.
You never know. It might accidentally happen.
No. Especially now that I know you guys are walking. I am going to.
Oh, we watching everywhere.
I am going to.
And I'm gonna just have my
theater here. Yes.
Nah, I'm gonna have my camera rolling 24/7.
So
every time.
So I get to see you guys are gonna see. I think we're just gonna go live there just so they could see our chaos. Like,
oh my god, that's gonna be amazing.
And imagine we just met once and look how we vibe. That's the other thing I love about this community. We are just a vibe.
We genuinely are. We bring the life and the amusement and the joy, and that's honestly why I enjoy doing this, is because, you know, even when I park up, it's just you get to see people's face light up. That's what I love.
No, it's like, and then the nostalgia, like this with Origins of Play, like I'm serious. Like it was just like we sat down and we're like, okay, we're gonna film some content. We're gonna do what we're here to do. And it was like the nostalgia hit, and we felt like we were those little 7 and 8-year-old kids playing Ninja Turtles. Next minute, we're like 30 minutes in, and we're like, just. And I guess that's a good thing. And I tell Don all the time because he makes the comment, and I'm like, bro, we're just doing what we said we were going to do as kids. And what did we say we were going to do? When I get money.
I'm gonna just be a big ass kid. I'm gonna just buy my systems. I'm gonna buy all my adult toys and just sit here and just do.
Exactly. Like, imagine my brother wanted to steal my Stormtrooper.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was fighting.
And he's older. He's in his 50s. So
that's fighting.
Like, he remembered when the first Star Wars came out.
He's trying to throw hands.
No, my brother wouldn't throw hands. He would just take my shit. And and me, because out of all my siblings, he is my favorite sibling. So I would have been like, oh, I'll just buy another one. That's just me. Like, I paid $50 for it when Spirit Halloween
sells it for like
freaking 50% off. So it was originally like $100. I paid $50 for it. Like,
Oh
I
my
could go get
god.
another one. Just walk
Or
back into Spirit.
we can make you a custom one and we
Oh,
can have
you see?
fun.
Look. That's it. So now that we know that, so you do custom fitting.
I can do custom fittings, yeah.
Okay. So do you have a website? How would people get you? The Instagram,
And
excuse
so I've
excuse my
actually thought
Deadpool. I
about
stole
this.
my husband's Deadpool pajama pants because they're so warm and puffy. So please excuse the Deadpool. So where can people find you other than
Uh,
Instagram?
so I have started working on creating a website that people can kind of like message me, link up with me in case they want to know what they can do or if they need some custom fittings. As of right now, the website is still under construction, but it is viewable. It is OMG HAIHAI.com. So it reads OMG hi hi. It is my new well, it's not new, but it's the rebranding of my Sleeper Senpai that I'm in the works of. So I did I love, since I'm a musician, I love like double entendres and triple entendres. So like OMG hi hi is just, it fits
Yeah, I
me
think that should just people saying
perfectly.
that. OMG, hi.
Well, yeah, you see that's exactly like when people see me, they're excited, and I like, have that same effect for like when they see their friends, so they're just like,
And
"Oh
I
my
think
god,
it's like a perfect
hi!"
marketing name. That is like so
Yes.
easy. It'd be like, what is it? OMG, hi.
Now you see, now that's the perfect part. Now let's break down. Like this is why I'm always just like I'm just thinking steps ahead. So now OMG hi hi. Notice that it's spelled HAIHAI, which is the Japanese word for hi hi, which is yes yes or to understand, right? So now,
Oh,
oh my God, yes yes. Now we go to the 9, 10, 11 o'clock when Adult Swim is on, and
yes,
Toonami After Dark,
yes.
and now we're over here in this area, and it's just like,
Okay.
oh, okay,
So,
now
I guess you got me and Don coming to you because Don is doing his first gender bender for 90s Con.
hey, let's go.
And guess who he's doing?
Ooh,
Rita
there's
Repulsa.
oh my God, really?
Yes, because she's gonna be
Really?
there and we do love her. We're big fans of her. We got to meet her thanks to our amazing sponsor, Ultimate Wireless, at New York Comic Con. She actually donated to Don's charity that he
Oh,
has, Creative Dreams, some stuff that she did, and she took pictures with us. She's so amazing,
I
and we
love
were big
that.
fans of her as kids. Like we did love our Power Rangers, but like deep down, I've always loved the villain. I've always it.
Yeah,
Vince, my
yeah.
girl, she's tattooed on me. I love my thing. I wasn't a Batman fan. Like I liked Batman, but I preferred the Joker, Harley, Catwoman, you know, Poison Ivy. So I do kind of relate. Sometimes I just relate it to the villain. And
The
like,
villains make more sense.
yeah,
And
to us, like, what did you do to them that they're like being so fucked up?
yeah, honestly.
Yeah, so he just said he definitely needs help with that. So I guess Don
Um,
will be, so I'm doing the fashion part of it, but now we're like trying to fill out like the rest of it. So you're gonna have to help Don with that.
I can definitely
I
give
told
you
him
some
like a
tips
high
and pointers.
low because she has that big brown gown. I
Yep.
told him since he's doing a gender render, he could do like black spandex or tight pants or something, and then do like
Mhm.
a high low jacket, that kind of brown jacket that does it, or jacket with
Ah, I see
tails.
what you're doing.
But I feel
Yeah.
like a high low jacket because it kind of comes out like a tail almost. So that's what I was telling him. But I think it's the staff and the other pieces that
Mhm.
he's going to need help with. And then I'm probably going to have to come to you because I tried to do it with my son and he can't figure it out with his 3D printing. I might have to come to you for shredder gear.
Okay.
This if he could figure out the Bane. If not, I'm gonna be coming to you for Bane too. So you got two new people, but
Oh man, this is gonna be. I
this
got to
is
get
gonna
all my
be fun.
fabrication stuff together.
Yo,
Yep.
we'll be doing photo shoots. So I don't want to share how I'm going to do it, but let's
hmm
just say it's going like everyone loved. I don't know if you got to see my Grinch. This shredder is going to be the best of all shredders as a female
Okay.
shredder. Like
Okay. I'm excited.
I'm doing. I want to do like that full helmet thing he had, and then obviously the shoulders, and then his
Okay.
arms
Okay.
and stuff, and the things on the legs. But what I have planned for underneath, and I will be wearing a corset. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. I see you. I see you. I'm
So
excited.
it's uh, but it's a lot of work, and
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cosplaying is.
it's a lot. So I'm just looking forward to it. Can't wait to see you at 90s Con. I
Yes.
appreciate you so much for being.
I
You're
appreciate you.
actually the first, like, yes, Nana and anime. I keep on forgetting her full name, and she's gonna kill me. I'm so bad with names. So anime cart uh were on the show, but they weren't on the show as like a interview guest. You are the first official interview guest on the Poison
Hey.
Daily. Yeah, Anime Inc. art. There we go. So her and Nana were on it, and always the Misfits are always on this, so they're like supporting cast. Like they could just come in whenever the Misfits are allowed to jump in,
Right.
like whenever they feel like, hey. Um, but you are like the first official interview
Hey.
of the Poison Staley. We loved
Yeah.
it. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you so more. I am so proud of the man you've become after
Thank
such a
you.
challenging thing. I can't wait for your second book to come out. And then I can't wait to see you at 90s Con. It's
Thank
going to
you.
be so
I'm so
much fun.
excited. I'm so
We're done.
excited to see you guys.
So, last thing to share is Instagram. I think Discord, whatever you got, share it so people know where to
Yes.
find you.
Easiest way to find me would be Instagram, which is Ellotaka, ELLOTAKA, Ellotaka. That Instagram will then link you to everywhere else because why would I ever make anything easier? I still have to work on the website, which you guys heard earlier. It's www.omghai.com. If it doesn't work without the www, that's because the hosting server is acting up again. So you might need the WW.
So please make sure you follow him. Check out his work. If you see him at a con, just stop there, say what up. If he's there with his car, photograph with the car. This is like my favorite car. I don't care what no one says. The other cars are amazing. Not going to take it away from him. But anything with an EV on it makes it better.
Exactly.
EVs get along. Please don't punish me for my picture with Squirtle at OceanCon, but they did not have an EV. And he kind of looks so cute with his little Santa hat. So I had to take a picture.
Ooh,
But
hall mat. Every hall mat, just so you know, there is a inflatable EV that walks around. Just so you
where
know.
is Hallmat held?
It's over here in Orlando.
When?
Every year the week before Christmas. So like they already put out their dates for next year.
Listen, I think my godson will be very happy and my co-mother will be very happy if I fly out there because I'll just spend Christmas with them. I actually should put you in touch with if you're into boxing, my godson is a boxer and he
Ooh,
trains out there. He is one
that
of the
sounds like
misfits.
fun.
He is going pro. He's an amazing boxer, very talented. Definitely I'm very, very proud of him. And he is a
Yeah,
fellow misfit as well. He's one of the youngest misfits. So I will definitely introduce you and obviously follow
please.
him.
Yeah.
For those who don't follow Team Bam Bam, please do. And if you're not following Ultimate Wireless Entertainment, please do follow the Poisonous Daily and the Social Media Misfits sponsor. Ultimate Wireless Entertainment, and then obviously Origins of Play and Social Media Misfits. The Poisonous Daily does not have its own Instagram because that would be too much work for me. I am not doing 2 pages. It's just hard doing a Twitch account, Yahoo
Yeah.
account, TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm barely on because I don't consider myself TikTok friendly. I can't say half of the
Same.
things I want to say on TikTok.
Same. Yeah.
Wait, you want to really laugh? The other day we did so Hot Mess Nest, her birthday is on Christmas. So we did
Ooh.
a
Happy
live session
belated.
for her birthday. So it was a Hot Mess birthday live. And Don was DJing and he was just playing straight Christmas music. We're talking about like Christmas music, Backstreet Boys Christmas music, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, all these different type of renditions of Christmas music, right? I decide because he threw like different happy birthdays on for Ness. I was like, oh, we didn't throw a reggaeton version in there, right? So I threw on a reggaeton version of Happy Birthday for Nessa. And out of nowhere, Nessa gets this message that something was inappropriate. So I thought it was me playing the reggaeton. No, it was Don and his Christmas music. And they told her to kick Don out. So
That's wild.
So how can I like work with TikTok? Like they're kicking people out for Christmas music.
That's wild.
Like they literally straight up told her to kick Dawn out
That's so crazy, bro.
for
What?
playing Christmas music. So trust me. So the Poisonous Daily will never have its own place. You want to know about the Poisonous Daily, you could find it on my Instagram. And obviously when I decide to go live.
That's
So
crazy.
Beasties, please make sure to follow the amazing Dante Takamura. I know his name. Right. And tune in. Oh, I can't say tune in next time. I won't see you guys into the new year. So
Ooh.
I'll see you guys in the new year. And if not, I don't know what's going to happen in the new year. I don't know if it's going to be a burlesque theme show or a sexual fetishes show or another conversation where I need to give you guys a reality check and wake up. You'll just have to wait to the new year and find out. Bye, Beasties.
Bye-bye, everybody.